there, and welcome back to SpringleCon 2023. I am Nathan ASMR, and I'm joined here by the glorious FanCam ASMR, Singlesmith ASMR, and of course, newly joining us. I don't know where on the map she is.
She's
here,
to your
but,
right.
Amy K. Oh, right over there. We've got
other
the,
way.
great
You're
Amy
mirrored.
K. Oh my God.
There you go.
I give up. Well, we have the great Amy K somewhere on this map here. So thank you all for joining me. How are you guys all doing?
Doing fantastic. Welcome to day 2, everybody. We had an absolute blast on day 1. Thank you all so much for joining, and thank you once again for joining for day 2. And thank you, Amy, for joining the crew.
Yes, I think
absolutely.
That's right. In fact, I think this might be a good moment to officially welcome Amy as well to the TingleCon staff, because yesterday we kind of did it without you. It was like pouring one out for the homies. But yeah, since you're here, welcome to the staff. We're glad to have you, and she'll be part of the greater operations, especially for the main event at TingleCon. So welcome to the TingleCon team.
My pleasure.
Nice, awesome. All right, great. So for those of you out there who didn't make day 1, Keith, did you maybe want to just give a quick rundown about what we missed, and perhaps, why don't you tell us about that? Maybe then Paul could tell us about what we can expect a little bit later today.
Sure. So
what did we miss yesterday?
Yesterday, oh man, if you missed yesterday, you may want to go back and watch because it's been interesting. So we had an open ceremony Q&A, much like what we're doing right now, followed by a 1v1 interview with the legendary ASMR Weekly. And then we had a game of Jeopardy with the audience, which was so much fun. The audience whooped our asses. I say our.
Especially mine.
I didn't play. I hosted the game, but they whooped the asses of Nathan and Paul. And then following that,
our scores, we still lost as well, didn't we?
Following that, I whooped my own ass by eating.
I need to watch more ASMR. That's what it means.
Yeah.
I need to do my research.
Exactly. And then I whooped my own ass by eating 3 different spicy peppers and spicy
How are you
gum.
feeling, Keith, about that? I mean, that's just sort of me saying that just quickly there, but I
feel fantastic, actually. It only took me a couple hours to recover, and then I was golden.
Well, getting an ulcer for the greater good, that's great. We love to see it. Next year, how can you up that though? I feel like you're just gonna have to go straight Carolina Reaper peppers.
I don't think I can go that high, but maybe I'm not making any promises. Maybe if I could build up to ghost pepper, I'll do that. Maybe.
I'd like to see it. I think the audience. I mean, I'm seeing some comments here. Maybe I'm not, but some people have said they would love to see that. So maybe next year we'll get to do that. And then what was the end of the? That was the end of it, right? Yeah.
That was the end.
Now
of
we're
it. Now we're on day 2,
key,
and
right?
I feel right as rain.
He says only a couple of hours. Are you okay, dude? That's great. Yeah, we're all wondering that, but he looks good. So I think, he's got a little glow.
It's my lighting.
It's still there. Oh no! Should have ran with it. So Paul, do you want to tell us a little bit what we can expect today? Because we have just a couple hours here. We're going to be hanging out. Again, it's a low key seasonal event.
Very excited about this. So yes, I'm just looking forward to Fiasco later.
Yes.
I've never played it before, but what we all, we're going to have Amy, myself, Keith. We also have the ASMR nerd, Nick, and also Music Amira. And we did the pre-work first to build out the characters. And you don't get to build your own characters, which is cool. You have these random cards that get distributed out to people, and they decide who's going to have a certain relationship, what are going to be the objects and things like that. So you have a limited amount of control on your characters. And the way the characters got built out was really weird.
It was so perfectly terrible.
It's going to...
It's going to be a train wreck.
That's kind of the idea, right?
I don't want to put any pressure, but is this going to be an ASMR experience? Are we going to be... we tried it yesterday.
We could try to make it ASMR, but I'm telling you,
It's
these
not gonna last long.
storylines, these characters that we made, good luck if anybody could do that in an ASMR voice. I mean,
Well,
I mean, we've got some talent in there.
Paul's real voice
Whispering in
is
the shadows.
ASMR by nature, so he's got it down.
yeah.
I don't know about that. This is going to be, I mean, there is a robot version of me in it. Anyway, so I want to put into it. We'll set the scene later. We'll kick it off with the kicker. And then it's going to be all ad-libbed, pretty much. You got the kicker at the first time. You know, you have time to think about. But then it just becomes chaos. Everything starts going in completely different directions. So it's not to be controlled. 2 scenes each, scene in Act 1, 2 scenes each in Act 2, and then terrible, chaotic disaster in the aftermath. The best you can hope for is not good. So.
All right, wow.
Tell how
That is
excited I am
intense.
about it. Yes.
That is intense. Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to it as well. I think, you know, it'd be, I mean, we have, what do we have maybe here? Just another 15 minutes total. If anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to ask the staff or some things that I'd be looking forward to, now is the time to leave it in the chat. You can just type that right there, send it. We will definitely notice it. I mean, look, the chat is scrolling pretty quick right now, but
It's so hard to keep up.
We do
It's
have
hard to keep up
a
right now.
question.
A lot of Pepe memes in there, so
We do have a couple questions about the peppers. Tristan
Oh,
says,
okay, here we go.
feeling better about your peppers? Yeah, I do. Multiple Strong Mind says, only a couple of hours. Are you okay, dude? Define okay. That's all I can say.
Right is right.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but it
okay,
could be acid
emotional, or are we talking his stomach pains? His stomach is rock solid.
Or it could be
that's all you need to
chocolate
know.
rain.
Purple.
Exactly.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. I think it'd be also just a good time to talk for a moment about TingleCon, because I think, you know, we're not getting a lot of chances to, well, maybe Amy K or Keith, you guys want to talk about kind of what we can expect coming up in just a few months here that people should like super duper keep an eye on so that they're ready to apply and all those things?
Absolutely. So if you're an ASMR artist, you can apply right now. There's a link down below in the description of this live for the application to be a featured artist. Now, there are some requirements to be a featured artist depending on what you sign up for. You can sign up to submit an ASMR video to be showcased at the con or make a workshop to walk people through certain kinds of skills or tips and tricks of pretty much anything you want related to being a content creator. That requires having 100 subscribers on YouTube or 50 followers on Twitch or
1,000.
1,000 is to be on a panel.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
100 subscribers on YouTube, 50 followers on Twitch, or 150 followers on TikTok, because it's much easier to get followers on TikTok. But yeah, as Amy said, 1,000 followers on any of the big three is the requirement to be on a panel, whether it be live or pre-recorded.
Yeah. And of course, any questions, you can message us on any of our socials on Twitter or Instagram, or even, I guess you could leave a comment here on YouTube.
We would love if you did that.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, tell your friends, you know, if you're excited, or if you would just want to like say, hey, you message us and be like, I really want to see this person on a panel or something like that. I don't know, that might be helpful. Just ask questions. We're here for you.
Yeah. And I think just it's important to emphasize, I mean, it is pretty open. I mean, Keith, maybe do you want to just discuss for a moment just how important the diversity and inclusion is in part of this whole process? I mean, because I think that's sort of the foundation of TingleCon, really, if you think about it.
It's extremely important, not only because inclusion is the right thing to do, but also it's the entire point of TingleCon. TingleCon's main purpose is to bring people together in the community. And if you're not being inclusive, that kind of defeats the purpose, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one thing I've always loved about TingleCon is that I always find new ASMR artists from these sorts of events. I found a lot of ASMR artists that I watch now just by watching TingleCon, just, from maybe a video that they submitted or like on a panel. So yeah, that's one of the amazing things about the inclusion. So
yeah,
highlights all kinds of people.
Absolutely. And for me, I mean, I've had kind of a blessed position in the sense that I do get to speak to a lot of these people one-on-one. And I think you will find that despite what you see on YouTube, all the creators are unique and interesting people with a lot of interesting backgrounds, stories, unique perspectives on things just besides whispering. I mean, we talk a lot about ASMR, but beyond that, there's a human behind the artist, and so we do try to strive to talk a lot about that, and sort of delve there for the people who are interested. So that's another important thing as well. And that is kind of for me, the thing that I'm the most excited about for the main SingleCon is I get to get like 30 cool interviews with people that I really like respect as artists. So that's really cool. Did you guys want to just talk for like another minute? Because we're kind of in the last few minutes here. You want to talk about some of the things you might be excited for in the Tingle? Like, if you could have the most amazing TingleCon of 2023, and not SpringleCon, but like the main event, like maybe we go one by one, say, what would you like to see? Like, dream scenario.
Dream scenario.
Yeah.
This is
like, what event would you like to see?
Like, who we'd like
like you could
like
you could even just be like, I want to see like the most epic collab where I'm putting like 20 ASMR artists together, like, or like I want to do like a live film where we all get togetger in one room and act like ASMR together.
Well,
like,
kind of like what we're doing with Fiasco.
I really like what we're doing with Fiasco. But even last year, one of the thing that I loved the most from TingleCon last year was that Black Adder collab.
Me too.
That was so amazing. It was funny, and there was so many people that were a part of it, and everyone went all in, and I was just blown away by it. And even getting that the actor to reprise his role was just
amazing.
That was so cool. And honestly, something else like that would just that was something that I'd like to see in TingleCon again.
There's only one Tinglesmith. That's the only problem there.
It is TingleCon tradition.
Yeah, that does. But I'm just saying, that was in a perfect world. I would
Absolutely. It is TingleCon's tradition to have a collab like this. But to top Black Adder is definitely going to be a challenge, but we are up for it.
No need to top it, but something like it.
Game of Thrones. Let's see if we can get one of the original.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I really like to see? That's exactly what Amy said, actually, being honest with you, those big collabs. And also, really, if I had to do a second thing, because she's already stolen my first thing, I would say I love the interaction, right? So this is why I'm so looking forward to Fiasco, and why I liked yesterday as well, is that interaction between different ASMR artists coming together and doing like the D&D stuff and things like that, but also interaction with the audience. Because you've got people in the audience making suggestions and stuff like that. It actually felt like a community. People were chatting, and you felt like you were spending time with everyone. It felt a gathering, and I think that would be my ideal TingleCon.
Yeah, I feel like we're all hanging out at an actual con. That's what I want it to feel like.
Exactly,
yeah.
What about you, Fam? What do you think, man?
I have to think of something different from what already has been said, but
I can say mine.
Say yours.
I would love to see like a mass gaming. I don't know if it would have to like. I really
was going toward the gaming direction.
Ooh, no, for real though.
No, but I feel like this one's realistic. At least like not just like I'm talking like big map, big game. Like, I don't know which game it would be where it's like 25 different people. Like, that would just be so much fun. That's all I know. I don't know which
there
game
are some
Jackbox
games where you could do that, except for the big map part. But I guess
or like
some kind
or
of
like
MMO.
You could do teams based on like the styles. Like good mukbang is one team, like tappers or like
that would be so cool.
That would be so
I don't know.
cool.
Oh my gosh, teams of ASMR artists.
Yeah,
that would be
exactly.
so cool.
I like that.
Yeah, a little friendly competition, but it would be so fun. That's my vote. Sorry, Keith, I stole your.
No, it's okay. I have another one. It's
okay.
It's one that we almost did for JingleCon last year. an improv comedy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
In ASMR. Just whose line is it anyway style.
Hey, I mean,
I think that'd be cool.
There's still opportunities. So
yeah, there's definitely still time for that one. That's a realistic one. I think we could pull that off.
It is realistic, yeah.
Absolutely. And
plus, there's a few people in the community that do improv.
Yeah.
I know Jody ASMR.
Yeah.
And there's others, but I can't think right now.
He's hilarious.
Yes.
Also, I would say we had you at ASMR memes. You've got that comedy, but please, ASMR memes, come join us, my friend. Please.
Please do. I'll do some wood tapping if you join.
Yeah, we'll do so much wood tapping, whatever you want, man. Get out or otherwise. Please join us. No, but so we've got a couple moments left here. Looks like 5 more minutes for everyone here in the chat, and then we're going to start up our interview with Kat Bailey. But if you have any questions or anything you want to for any of the people on our panel, we're open books here, so feel free to leave it there if you'd like to.
Before we move on, let's go to the chat and see what everybody is saying to us. ASM Architect says, I'd love to see another Pro collab. Definitely.
Oh, Pyro.
My roommate is the biggest Pyro.
A Christmas tradition. No spoilers, but I'm pretty sure we'll do another one this year.
Yeah. Multiple Strong Minds says, I'm not used to being noticed. I like this. Oh, hey. Glad to help.
You know what's crazy? My chat scroll stopped, so that's why I didn't see anybody's comments in here. I feel bad. So sorry to y'all out there that I didn't give you a shout out there. But
don't worry. Here on TingleCon, we
we're forgiving.
Absolutely.
Senpai notices you.
Yeah.
TingleCon Senpai.
The algo is definitely going to give you a penalty there, but maybe we'll give a little forgiveness.
I always,
today.
Every time somebody says Senpai notice me, it always brings me back to Nick playing the Senpai Notice Me song on Beat Saber.
Oh, I have not seen that, but I just know that it's got to be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Simplicity ASMR, welcome, Amanda. Says everybody is family here, multiple.
Absolutely.
ASM Architect, welcome back, says, oh, nice to see that Keith survived. It's tradition.
We actually all just found out just a moment ago that he's okay. It was about 30 minutes ago. So we
were hoping that he was going to reply.
Yeah. We were very glad to see he's not in pain.
I was
and then again, all the people in the chat here, it looks like another person. Beasley, oh hi. Hey, what's up, Beasley? Multiple Strong Minds, say Smart Simplicity, Tristan, welcome. My cats are sleeping. We'll be quiet. We don't want to wake them up. You don't want to piss the cats off. They rule this world, right?
They do.
So yeah, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're gonna get in 3 minutes. We're gonna be starting. That's just almost a flash and a skip away. I made that expression. That was terrible. But regardless, it's just a few moments away. So stand by. We'll be. Oh yeah, we got a little bot timeout. That's pretty standard.
Let me read what.
Read it because she did ask a question.
Simplicity says, Nathan and Keith, I know I messaged both of you about Salem's lore collab. Amy and Paul, have y'all watched the movie? There's a 1979 version and 2004 version, and I still need to see that. To be honest with you,
I have never heard of that.
I don't know if I got that message actually. To be honest with you. I don't recall. All right. Well, if you want to remessage me, I feel, but again, I haven't posted a video in 3 months, so
barking up the wrong tree.
It might be the wrong time. I'm thinking about a return, but what YouTuber isn't, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
But of course, collabs are amazing. So if you do end up making that little collab,
that's true.
Let us know.
Yeah, the right collab. I might do it. You never know.
Yeah. And Simplicity,
I will at least watch the collab.
Many people are waiting, for that. So
and Simplicity, you won't have to worry about it again. I just made you a mod. You mod for all my other stuff, so there you
go. Perfect. All right, so that's amazing. And also Sunshine, I'm guessing that's North Carolina, NC, North Carolina province. Welcome us again. Nathan's microphone just sucks because I'm using these Google Pix. Everyone else has like kind of nice stuff. I've got these. If you want to know, don't get Google Pixel Buds right there. This is like
man.
an anti-advertisement.
I never use anything wireless. I never use anything wireless when I'm on camera, ever.
I haven't tried it, and I thought about it, but thank you for letting me know, because now I wouldn't even bother. Paul's over there like, huh.
He's like,
well, we had a little conversation behind the scenes before we went live, and Nathan said, "Oh, the quality of my headphones," and I said, "No one will notice. Don't you worry." We're not okay, so I eat my words.
Smith. No.
By the way, I just realized I lied. There's one thing I use wireless on camera, and that's a controller. But everything else is wired, because there could be lag, there could be choppiness, et cetera, et cetera. Batteries die all the time. It's a mess. So I opt for wired all the time. The only reason why I go wireless for the controller is because I'm moving around a lot and it gets tangled and blah. Whereas wires for the headphones, wires for the mic, I can at least put them to the side or tie them up. But the controller, it's right in front of me. So it's like getting all on my keyboard. No, thank you.
So a real quick question, because we're kind of out of time here, and we're going to be jumping into the interview with Kat Bailey. But with regards to Fiasco, is this going to be something that is going to be like the audience is going to be able to interact with you guys, or just kind of more viewing?
Well, the audience can certainly shout out. We'll cover that, but okay, yeah. So the group decides whether or not someone had a positive or negative outcome at the end of every scene. So I'm more than happy for the audience to be like, "Oh, that was definitely positive or negative." So that would be cool for sure.
Amazing. Well, we're looking forward to that for sure. And with that said, does anyone else have any questions? Now is the time in the chat. We're already behind schedule, so if you're this is the time where hold your peace. But we'll then be jumping into our interview with Kat Bailey for the next half an hour. Do we have any takers? Anybody?
Anyone?
Looks like no. It looks like no. All right. Well, that's okay.
And you'll be able to ask us questions later on in the closing ceremony. So keep that in mind.
This isn't the last chance, guys. It's not the last chance. I know we're all dashing, and you can't wait to speak to us, and you're nervous probably out there, but we're very friendly. So if you want to talk to us later, we'll be around.
All right. Well, with that said,
I think that's it.
Let's get to Kat Bailey. See you folks.
All right, everybody. Welcome to SpringleCon. I'm here with Kat Bailey ASMR. Great to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time. So I think a lot of people in this audience probably do know you, but for those of you who may not, can you tell us a little bit about your channel and what can the viewers expect to find when they go check it out?
Right. So I'm Cap. I do ASMR. I've been doing ASMR for roughly 3 years come June. Yeah, I started out specializing kind of in role play stuff. I've since sort of mixed a little bit of that in with like traditional ASMR sounds and, niche sort of bro ASMR in a lot of ways. But I also have like the Boy in the Back of the Class series. So I'm really all over the place. You're not going to get bored. That's for sure.
Variety. That's great. That's a sign of a great ASM artist, in my opinion, right there. You don't just rely on the tapping skills, that's for sure. So that's great. So it is SpringleCon, which is a little bit different. It is obviously our spring event, and we're trying to keep things a little bit low key. So a lot of people probably are. It is Easter, actually. So for those the people out there who are celebrating, maybe you're not. I'm Jewish, so I'm not celebrating. But if you are Cat Bailey, are you doing anything for the holidays? Just relaxing? Are you planning to spend Easter?
Right. So I grew up going to church. I haven't gone a ton, in my later years, but whatever. My mom texted me this morning and she's like, you need to go to church. And I'm like, I'm probably just going to relax today. And she was like, she sent me a church song. She texted me a church song and she sent me $20 for lunch. So that's what I'm doing for Easter is Uber Eats or something.
Awesome. As the Lord would have it, my friend, as the Lord would have it. So with that said, is there something that maybe you're kind of just as a teaser, is there something maybe you're working on right now? Maybe you're going to throw it out in the springtime that maybe some of the people who are following you and are in the audience right now, maybe you could just, without saying too much, of course, Yeah,
man, I wish I could say yes and be like, deeper than I am, but I'm just so like last minute, give me 24 hours and I'm just going to put it together.
Me too.
I don't know. Like, I feel like when I plan stuff, I get stiff. Kudos to those of you that can like teleprompt stuff. I am not built like that. I have no info for upcoming videos. I can tell you today, I don't know when this is going to release, but on the 9th, today, I'm dropping the Boy in the Back of the Class series, and I'm hoping that one does pretty well. That's a fan favorite.
Awesome. Yeah. I only wish this wasn't a week in the future or when this airs, but if you're watching now, go check that one out, guys. Check that one out. That's great. Yeah. I'm the same way. I will say, like, I do know a couple of YouTubers who, especially one who is in the TingleCon staff, who's got like months of videos. And I'm like, wow, you are disciplined. I respect that. That's amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. For me, if I ever get sick, like, and I just can't record for a few weeks, the channel is just going to be gone. Like, I'm just out of luck. Yeah.
Me too, man. Me too. Oh boy. Well, everyone, so everyone does it their own way, when they're making it, just being in YouTube in general and ASMR especially. So, all right. So you've been a part of TingleCon in the past. I believe it was now 2 years in the past. Do you want to talk maybe about just how the experience was? Maybe just for people who may be thinking about signing up or being a part of it. Of course, SpringleCon is great, but this is obviously like part of our expansion into TingleCon in the summertime. So do you want to talk about that experience for a moment?
Yeah, man, TingleCon's been awesome and it's been much needed. So thank you to you and your team for stepping in and actually doing so much stuff with the space. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I think the first one was with James Matthews, Shani, and Atlas, if I'm not mistaken. Right.
Yeah. What a crowd. Okay. That's a great crew.
Yeah, it was a good crew. And I admittedly was like a little nervous going into it. I think that was before I even had 100,000 subscribers. And so I was like, wow. I don't think I should be here maybe, but here we are. And it was just very smooth. It was very chill. I've gotten to know you, Nathan, over the years, just kind of talking a little bit. And I recommend if you're an ASM artist and he approaches you, say yes, it's fun.
Yes. That's right. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, it has been great chatting on the side, and I try to make friends with all the people that come on the panels because ASMR is a small community. We got to stick together. So that's how we all look at it.
I agree.
But that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I kind of asked this question. It is so cliche, but I think it's like a super interesting question that I just probably doesn't get told enough. But how did you get into ASMR? And then how did that transition into creating it?
Yeah, I'm one of the. It was a weird timing, and I feel terrible saying it, but I'm one of the lucky ones who got into ASMR during the COVID crisis, and I think that really helped the channel explode because everyone was at home.
Yeah.
But genuinely and generally, I was watching ASMR probably half a decade or more prior to me starting my own channel, and it was just something I decided to go for when I had the time for it. So that's kind of how I got into it. I think that's one of the catalysts for the reason my channel has been able to grow how it has. I got into it at the right time. Yeah. Wrong time, right time. But I mean, if you're looking at getting started with an ASMR channel and you're passionate about watching ASMR, you should go for it because there's never enough of us doing it. And everyone's unique and has their own thing to offer. That's my passion.
And it's just starting. It's just starting. It's the other thing. It's like only 10 years old. So you can imagine as
Yep.
the field grows that, you see the quick growth of so many creators, and you can only imagine where it will get to at some point. And yeah, I've seen it was in the Super Bowl ad. It was like, I think I've seen it in a couple HBO shows. Like, I'm trying to think of there was one, I can't think of the name right now, but there's been a couple shows where they do show it. I think that's just amazing. So it is part of the cultural zeitgeist, as they would say.
You guys got to stop doing this. You guys got to stop doing this crazy advanced ASMR. I can't keep up the tech. Like, you guys are doing like movies and stuff. You got to chill. All right.
That 360 VR.
Yeah, I can't. Like, y'all gonna leave me in the dust. Give me a chance here.
Wait till those Apple AR glasses come out. You're gonna get the AR ASMR artist, so you're like in bed and they're like right there. People are gonna be
filming on like a Mandalorian style set, like the whole thing.
the hologram screen. Oh my gosh. I kind of wish I could see it,
How sick would that be to have one of those?
That would be so sick. Dude. Let's dream. We can dream, man.
Yeah.
I always like the holodeck in Star Trek, where you're just like, you're there, man, in the world. Like it's real.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're that far away, but maybe it'll just be all AI bots, right? And the way we're going, it'll be like ChatGPT does ASMR. There won't be any real ASMR artists left. So why do we need us at that point?
Lex. No.
That's it. Okay, so let's move on to this next question here. What is your favorite ASMR video that you've done? Let's just say, I said of all time, but let's just say like this year. Something you've done for recent times.
Yeah, I always really personally enjoy the World War II ones, like the medic ones.
Yeah, man.
Those are my favorite. But as you guys know, if you're watching this as an artist, a lot of times you can't do that kind of stuff because it doesn't ever see the light of day on the platform. But yeah, those are probably my favorite to do. And then I always enjoy doing eye exams, but that's everyone likes eye exams. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like number one probably on the list.
Yeah,
that's like beauty related stuff,
right?
I think, which is also huge, grooming related stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the World War II, and I do think that is tough because you want to touch on subjects that are serious, but sometimes they do set off that algorithm, so that's always tough. But I always enjoyed those World War II ones that you did. I think.
Thank you.
It does have a nice touch of history, but it also, I think, adds like you're almost feeling the calm within the storm, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. It's a weird duality kind of. Yeah.
Weird duality, yeah, but it is. I think that's a nice artistic touch. So for sure, I would check those out if you guys haven't checked those out and you're in the audience, because they're awesome. So let's see here. We've got another one. Over the years, I guess. So this is kind of one I'm always talking to other ASMR artists about this because you see a lot of trends coming in and out. Do you have a favorite trend in ASMR and maybe like a least favorite trend that you're seeing?
Oh. I don't.
You can give a political answer here if you want to.
I'm so bad at keeping track of like what is doing well. So as far as trends go, probably not. I'm like glued on like 2 or 3 different artists at any given time, and I have a really hard time branching off because it's just a comfort thing for me. So they do the same content all the time, essentially. Shout out to Lloyd's ASMR. He's a very underrated.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking Lloyd's. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Lloyd, he's the man.
He's the man.
Please come on the TingleCon, Lloyd. Why are you on Instagram?
I think his channel deserves some love. I really do. SRP is another one of my favorites. They just happen to be. Yeah.
He's great.
As far as like
Lloyd, we've tried to get on here, but I've reached out to him, and I feel like he's hard. He's tough to get a hold of.
I'll hit him up for you, dude. Let me know.
Hit up Lloyd. Yeah, let him know.
Talk to him sometimes.
Trying to get him on here.
He's like the Phantom. Like he's like a goat, but no one knows yet,
Yeah. I totally agree, man.
Yeah.
But he's been doing it for a while, that guy. He's been in the game.
He's
been in the game for a while. But he's having a moment, so that's great.
Did you I was gonna say, did you know that he had a video with what's it, Ephemeral Rift back in the day? They did a collab like 8 years ago.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next question here. I think you do have a bit of a cinema background, film background. How do you go about making your ASMRs or making your ASMR videos?
As far as like technically, or?
Yeah, technically, maybe just take us from an idea, like just roughly from an idea to filming.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm decent at freestyling, and I'm lucky with that. It's one of my blessings for sure. But generally, my process is, for instance, say I'm doing like a World War II video. It's easy for me to go online and buy props because I'm passionate about that kind of stuff. And I'm just a weirdo that likes having cool history stuff around the house. And then one day I'll be watching like a Saving Private Ryan and be like, oh, I have that stuff over there. I'm going to put that on and get some lighting set up. And it's usually set up and ready to go in like an hour. And I'm thankful for that because I'm a terrible planner. But that's kind of the process is I just have all these random things that I'm passionate about sitting around the house. And then they just end up getting recorded on a whim, sort of. That's my really process. Cool. Yeah.
That's really cool because you hear that a different experience, I think, from a lot of other people who meticulously plan like every detail. But in terms of product, I mean, your videos are very high quality. So that's interesting.
Thank you.
It reminds me of the Larry King effect where he would go on without any interview prep in the sense that like in some ways having like a more of a curiosity and like excitement, being able to free flow does allow more expression and things like that. So I think that's really cool, man. So, and I think that does say to somebody like, you don't need necessarily to prep for like 3 weeks to make great content. That's the thing as well.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you can overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is the hardest lesson you've learned about being a creator over the years? And really like, maybe just tie this into what kind of advice would you give to yourself in the past?
Yeah. I think the hardest lesson for being a creator has been learning to be okay with videos that don't do well and not taking it as a sign of personal failure. Because I think we can be really hard on ourselves when the numbers don't add up to the effort we put in, essentially. And being able to do ASMR for the sole reason of trying to help someone else, I think can alleviate a lot of that. And a lot of times when we start doing stuff full time, it's like, oh, I got to meet these numbers and do all this stuff. And you can really start to go down a rabbit hole of discouragement if that's kind of your attitude towards it. And it's, you got to break away from that and just think, hey, I'm lucky to be doing this in front of people at all. And I'm helping people. And that's what I try to do. And I'm guilty of getting like, screw this, the numbers are shit, but you gotta come back to that. And that's so I think why everyone's into it in the first place. So that's probably the hardest lesson I've had to learn.
Great lesson. That's a great lesson. Let's go into this next one because we're almost done here. So these are like the easy ones, actually. Okay, so mukbang. We're asking some controversial stuff because in TingleCon I don't want to hint, but maybe we're going to be doing a panel. What do you think? What's your position and why?
Listen, man, I'm a fan. I don't watch it personally. I get it. I like it. Yeah. If you want to eat things, man, it's just as weird that I would do like a spit painting video. So I don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to hearsay or whatever, when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm a fan. If you like mukbang, do mukbang stuff. Leave it there.
You know what? For me, I would say the interesting thing is like cooking videos. I kind of enjoy that style of ASMR.
Right.
And it's the eating part that for me, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. But I definitely respect the form because there are some very pro ASMR artists who are doing the mukbang stuff. So I try to give respect if possible.
Like the chicken leg when like they bite into the chicken and you can hear like the subtle crunch of the chicken bone. And the juice comes out and it's just like, ah!
Whoa. Yeah. Zach Choi, when he does the preparation, it's like there's a lot of thought that goes into those recipes.
Watch him.
No, yeah.
I need to watch him.
As a pure YouTuber, he is an incredible art. Like
prime.
He's proud. He's prime, man. He's prime. Really, really talented. Does like a good mix of like cooking and ASMR. He kind of like you'll see it when you watch, but he's a very impressive ASMR.
Yeah, I'll check him out. I need to.
Great. Okay, so what about medical role plays? Cranial nerve, general checkup, eye exam, ear exam, or other? Where are you going?
I think my favorite would probably be cranial nerves because it entails a little bit of all that. You get a little bit of everything. So
yeah, absolutely.
Ears, nose, all that good stuff.
How about for filming?
I like the cranial nerve for filming as well. Yeah. I usually do more of a focus. Like when I do my CNEs, I do like more eye stuff because personally I enjoy flashlights and stuff more than anything else. The eyes and the ears, because you can do the binaural kind of it with the lights in the face kind of thing.
The light looks good on those thumbnails too. You know what I'm saying? That the bright light, it looks fire. It looks fire.
But you might accidentally get like a flare and it goes right across your face, and so you got to like change the angle a little.
No, of course. Well, you put a fake one in there, fake flare on top of.
I've done it so many times, dude. Photoshop's the greatest. Yeah.
Secret. That's a secret, everyone. Now you know.
Great secret. Yeah, drop one of those flares in.
100%. So what would you say is the biggest challenge for ASMR right now in 2023?
I would say just growing a channel, because there's so many great channels. And that's a great problem to have. But I think if you're consistent and you bring something a little different to the table, then you have a legitimate chance at being able to really grow and thrive on YouTube. But that's what I would say would be the biggest challenge, is just kind of staying in your own lane and doing your own thing and trying to take off in today's YouTube world, I guess would be the word.
Absolutely. And it's still early days, as we said.
It really is.
It's like really early. It's like movies in the first 20 years, you know?
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Okay. So let's move on to these last two. Or I guess this really would be almost the last one. And then I'd like to just give you a chance to say maybe anything you'd like to say to the audience before you go. Give one last plug for your channel. But if you were stuck on a deserted island with a YouTube setup and you were making money and you had water and all that stuff, food, and you could only bring one thing to make ASMR, like you had to be an ASMR artist when you're on this island, what would you bring?
And I already have the camera and stuff, you said?
You have all the setup. Yeah, you got it all. You just need props. You just need props.
I would bring like some sort of solar powered flashlight.
Yeah.
Because I would always give you light triggers, you know, if I don't have anything else.
That's a great answer. It will function as survival and
right. I didn't even think about that, but just turns out, it's like a shovel with a screwdriver on the end or something. You get a bunch of uses.
Perfect, man. Great answer.
Yeah, or I would bring a Swiss Army knife, probably more practical.
There's probably a million like triggers on there that you could do right there. A little tapping on a Swiss Army knife. I guarantee it's been done.
I'm sure all the little arms on it.
Yeah, little arms. Yeah. You know what, man? Sadly, because we thought it, I guarantee it's already out there. But
I'm gonna do it after this.
Yeah, do it. Go do it. That's a good idea. So I feel like that's a Surge ASMR video. I don't know if you know Surge ASMR, but he's like I want to say he's one of the original soap carving guys. So he kind of started that trend. Yeah. That's old school.
I'm sure he does have something like that then.
I'm sure. All right. So that's great. We really appreciate having you. Is there anything else you would like to tell the audience? Just a parting words and maybe just one last time where people can find you?
If there's anything in life that you want to do that you might feel scared to do, take the leap and try it out. And you'd be so surprised how far you can go if you just follow what you're passionate about and you believe in yourself and just take the leap. It's scary, but I would recommend it. And I'm proud of you and you can do it. As far as my channel goes, Cat Bailey ASMR, go check me on YouTube. I have a bunch of different content, drop like 2 or 3 videos a week. And that's about it, man. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Fantastic. Again, we really appreciate having you here. And we hope that everyone here will go sign up for TingleCon when it'll be right after actually this event. So that all said, thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next event, guys. Take care.
And we're back. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of SpringleCon, the preseason event to TingleCon. We have something really exciting going on. We're going to be playing a role-playing game called Fiasco with myself, our very own Amy Kay, and Tinglesmith. But also joining us is 2 very special guests, friends of ours from Roll for Relaxation. They also have their own ASMR channels here on YouTube. Nick also streams on Twitch. Please welcome Musamira and the ASMR Nerd.
Welcome.
Hey guys.
And without
great to be here.
Great to have you. And without further ado, Paul, take us away. What can we expect from Fiasco?
Fiasco. Well, the best way to learn how to about Fiasco is just to play it, I think. But to give a really, really quick introduction to it. We did some prep work already, so we have some characters that are pre-built. We didn't build them ourselves either. They were given random cards and then they're dished out, and people decide what the relationships and objects and things like that are going to be. So that's how you end up with some very strange characters. And I'm looking forward to certainly playing them. You go through Act 1, where you get 2 scenes each in a certain order, quickly establishing the scenes, and all the other people decide whether or not it had a negative or a positive outcome. And depending on how these negative and positives come together, this is how your story will evolve in the aftermath. And the first one, Act 2, when we move into that, there's also a tilt. That's decided by whoever had the most positive score and who had the least positive score.
The most negative.
This is a Dungeons and Dragons style thing. We're adventurers. We have just come back from a mission. We were hired by this village, and we were successful. We slayed a dragon amongst many other things. So scene 1. We're inside this inn. It isn't horrible, but it isn't nice. It's got these flickering torches on the walls, and the ceilings, they're fairly low, but you got a nice, big, large, wide room. There's a wooden bar in the corner with an ancient-looking bartender. There's a huge fireplace here, right to the left, and it's above the fireplace we see the head of a boar. This is how the pub itself got its name, the boar's head. The focus, though, is on this huge wooden table that's covered in plates and food and horns of ale and candles that are melted directly onto the table. Sitting at this table are 5 heroes, and they're regaling peasants of the village with stories of this successful conquest. The inn is very wide, and somewhat dimly lit, so you can still have corners here or there that we're not sure what's going on, and we can't quite make them out. And then we start with our first character, Geoffrey the Mysterious, at least mysterious until he opens his mouth. He's clad entirely in black, and he has a cloak on with a black hood, not wearing the hood right now, but he's reluctantly sipping his horn of ale. And he's picking at one of those sort of bread trencher plates. He's picking at it, and it's like what you might generously call meat, I guess. This is not the nicest village that you can really come to, but next to him is sitting a woman. She's a very similar age, and she is wearing... What are you wearing, Amy?
Well, yeah, very typical, stereotypical, like rogue gear, the black leather outfit. Also has, that kind of cloak because, really shifty sort. Yeah, very similar, almost similar looking to the person
That checks out. So he turns to you and he says, "Greetings, sister. Prithee join me at the bar. I desire to take an inventory of the beverages that are on display. The selections seem of acceptable quality, thus it will behoove us to sample a variety of these delights." And then we stand, we head off towards the bar, but then we head to the corner of the bar itself. And then becomes the whisper. "Verily, I have acquired the sleeping draughts. The potion is quite potent, and it will render everyone unconscious for more than a day, at least a day. It'll provide us more than ample time to make good our escape. The only problem on the horizon is that automaton. It's quite disconcerting on many levels, actually, especially given the reason of its being. and I fear it will not be subdued by the powders. And then for a moment, Jeffrey turns to the audience and breaks the fourth wall and says, good audience. I should take thee aside for a moment to explain our elaborate plan. Now, fear not, I will not be heard by any of the other characters because of strict theatrical convention. My sister and I have decided to abscond with everything that we've earned as a group. Once everyone is unconscious, we'll break into their rooms and seize their share. For this very night, the plan is to divide the loot up together. It is a plan without any faults and is to succeed. Turns back. So pray, sister, how should we manage the details of this subjugation and steeliorization?
Well, this ale, which I not quite like it. You'd think that adventurers such as ourselves, they'd break out the best of it since we just slay the dragon for them, but teach their own. I'm thinking perhaps we could share some sort of ale or wine and pour it for all of them, and maybe pour the wine onto the automaton. Electricity and things, I don't really know how it works. Do you know how that sort of thing works?
Wait a minute, I have a much better plan. How about we get a jug of ale and add the powder to the ale, and then perhaps once they've drank it, we could pour it onto the automaton. What do we think?
Well, yes, but as I was mentioning, do you think that it would work?
Yes.
What do automatons work on?
I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe I can get a foot in the door and speak to its owner and see.
Do you think the automaton would talk to you? Maybe he would talk to me, since we're. If you would say, in a way, it would think of me as its sister, right?
Maybe I could speak to Shilba.
Gosh, that's so creepy. I don't even understand how you haven't already ripped its head off.
I don't. It feels odd to rip your own head off, I must admit.
It's eerily like you. He did so well making it look exactly like you. I mean, even
creepy.
I can't look at it. Ugh. I don't know how you didn't just stab it in the face while we were on that quest.
It was most disturbing in terms of the creature itself. I tell you what, if you can handle the ale itself, I'm going to go speak to Shilba, and I'm going to see if I can convince it to at least open some secrets in terms of how it operates or how it can be switched on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see about getting some at least half decent ale so that everyone will take a sip out of it. Wait, how do we stop ourselves from drinking it though? I mean, wouldn't they notice if we didn't drink out of the ale?
This is what these 2 bottles of antidote are for.
Perfect. You thought of everything, brother. Wonderful. Just a little hiding away.
That is seen. So what do we think? Good outcome or bad outcome?
I think it's a solid plan, except for dumping the ale on the automaton.
It might work.
I would say positive. At least in their minds, it is definitely a positive.
At least in their minds.
Yeah, I'd say overall that seems like they've got a plan. It's well considered. I'd say it's a positive outcome.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it a negative until they executed it and it went horribly wrong. So
that sounds fair.
We should put it down as positive for the first scene. Bit of a long scene, that first one, because it's establishing the descriptions.
I imagine every first pair is going to be a little lengthy, probably.
And Nick, you are now up with your scene. Set the scene for us. And who of the characters are you going to bring along with you?
I am playing a character, Shilba the Wise, and I'm dressed in quite elegant attire, very clean considering the fact that we just came back from an adventure with lots of blood and dirt and grime and things. But as Shilba, an animancer, I don't like to get my hands dirty. I let my creations do that work for me. And my greatest creation of all is right here, Jeffrey with the J. Jeffrey with the J is my magnum opus. He was built in the image of the other Jeffrey with a G over there, who's skulking in the corner talking with his sister. I'm not quite sure why, but my Jeffrey with a J. Well, he's with a G. J? No, I'm already getting confused.
With a J.
Jeffrey with a J. Is better in every way, but harder, faster, stronger, every possible way.
Harder,
Jeffrey
better,
with a
faster,
J.
stronger.
Yes. Jeffrey with a J. How are you feeling after today's adventures? You're not damaged, are you? You did so well fighting that dragon, my dear.
You know, it was quite a smooth process. I mean, I didn't get any fire on my armor. I did feel a bit of heat, and my circuits are borderline haywire, but I managed to avoid total chaos.
Well, as you know, I did create you to be a strictly better version of Jeffrey with a G, and I made sure that you would be resistant to dragon fire as well. So, you know, I did think of these things.
And I appreciate that, because even though I don't need it too much, because I'm also better at fighting the dragon.
Yes, absolutely. Does it bother you, I have to ask, that you finally met your namesake, your inspiration? And I assure you that you are the better version, far superior in every single way. And my heart, Jeffrey with a J, is devoted only to you. Jeffrey with a G, we're done. He had his chance.
It is a bit odd, because all this time I thought I was my own, not exactly person, but persona, if you will.
Yeah, well, don't you worry one bit. Jeffrey with a J, he's nothing compared to you. And you've proven yourself today with our great victory against this dragon. And perhaps one of these days, you will be the only Jeffrey. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Nice. I like that. What a sterling impression, by the way, Keith. Lovely.
All right, well, pass it on to the next, I guess.
What do we think? Positive or negative outcome?
I mean, I give it a
I want to say
for the
positive
accent alone.
I want to say positive, although I can see failure in the future. A lot of reassuring going on.
Yeah, that's a bit disturbing, reassuring.
It occurred to me that I wasn't sure, like, if Jeffrey with a J even knew that he was a copy up until we got together for this adventure. So, there's a bit of insecurity there, perhaps.
I doubt it. It was nice, reassuring, and I'm sure that healthy basis for a relationship will pan out.
Absolutely.
Nothing weird going on here at all.
Nothing chaotic.
So, here we go, Amy, to you. And of course, you can introduce you can bring in characters that we already have, or you can get someone to stand in for another character, or anything.
So I choose who I talk to next.
You do, yeah.
I'm gonna bring in Mira. The character is Dagara. D-I-C? Yes. So yes. Yeah. So we're still in the tavern, and Byron is at the bar trying to get the ale, but then she looks over and she sees Dagara walk in, and she runs over and ushers her to another one of the dark corners, because we're all in these seedy dark corners of this tavern because there's so many. And she's Dagara, so that thing that we spoke about, how'd that go? The dad situation.
Well, it's taken care of, mostly. I might have burnt down an entire town on accident, but he's dead. He's very dead.
Well, at least the entire town. I mean, that might be hard to keep it a secret, but as long as that.
Thinking we say the dragon was there.
It could have been a dragon. How do you accidentally burn down a whole town?
It was a very complicated situation, and there was a fight, and he had a drink, and then there were torches, and then
it's probably all his fault. I'm sure he was always an alcoholic.
I definitely did not trip over the rug.
So how did you get the skeleton key? Since that's what we were really looking for here.
I didn't get the key precisely, but I did find a note on the body with the description of the key and the description of the location that the key mayhaps be in. So we are one step closer to
Did you bring
victory.
anything from that? I mean, there's so many things down in the in the depths and the rataway of this you're still in it, the guild of bad people.
Right. I couldn't really bring much because then they would suspect me, and if I'm still trying to get...
Are you trying to become the new leader now that our father's been killed? So,
I mean, I most certainly could be fine for the position.
Well, my brother and I might be able to put in a word for you, but we haven't been there for quite some time. They still, I don't know why, but they still have some sort of respect for us. But anyway.
Yes, we'll go.
No?
No, it's ever since you left, there's like a whole bit of, they're just very, they're very upset.
I was never fond of them anyway. They were always more of my dad's type. But...
Very much so, yes, but no one's his type anymore, so.
Well, as long as he's dead, I should probably let my brother know.
Oh, by the way.
He's so excited.
Pull out a ring. It's like a signet ring. I think this will be of use to you. And it's like your family crest proving that your dad's dead.
Oh, perfect. She'll slide it on and show it off in a way.
So yes,
this will do nicely. Thank you. And of course, as we had agreed, this whole thing, we will absolutely share. When we find the hidden booty that my father has hidden somewhere, when we find it, we are going to share it with you 50-50. Absolutely.
I do find it a little bit strange that you're going over the terms of our contract again, but yes, we will.
Well, I just want to make sure that you knew that I was absolutely 50-50.
Perfect. Wonderful. Yes. All right, I'm going to go get a drink now.
Ah, yes, please do. Don't drink too much because we're going to get around for the party. So.
Oh, delightful.
Yes. Okay.
See? What do we think? I feel like there's something negative about burning down an entire village.
It's starting off on a bit of a rough start, like a rough foot here. Like,
where it's like, it's positive, but it's mostly, it's like right on the verge of negative.
I would say so too. Like, you achieved your objective is the bottom line. So that's the positive. The way it played out, the question is, does that negative outweigh the positive? How much did the town mean to you versus how much?
The burning down of a whole town.
Is it going to be that whole town burned down? Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably a negative thing. It's
like there are refugees involved now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Angry refugees. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
That's gonna come back to haunt you.
What? No.
Very good, though. I thought they were
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the start of like every anime village being the anime villain. People.
Oh, it's really good. Very funny. Keith,
I'd say
next to establish.
Okay, so as Jeffrey with a J, I find out that my father's been killed because the one flaw in my programming is that I think I have a good relationship with my father, when in fact Jeffrey with a G does not. So I am heartbroken and I want revenge. And I turn to Dagara the Icy to have a little chat about what went down.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dagara.
Oh, yes, you creepy thing, you. Hi.
I overheard a little chat that you had with Farron from across the bar.
That's how. Your ears are very.
I built him with superhuman ears as well.
You're listening to. Okay, this is.
That's right. You forget I have superhuman ears. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Anyway, what did you do to my father? Let alone that whole village. Explain yourself.
Your father. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, remind. What do you think your father's name is? By the way, Jeff. Can I call you Jeff?
Yes, you can call me Jeff.
Wonderful, Jeff. What is your father's name?
James. James the Third.
Right.
As an aside, me and Amy know that his real name was Horribilius the Murderer.
Actually, terrible man. Terrible man.
So I don't know James. What does your father look like, perhaps?
He looks like me, but 30 years older.
You, and as I'm looking at you, I'm noticing like where the bits of attempted flesh might not meet exactly. Right, a bit like you, but 30. Oh my. Okay. Perhaps a scar over the eye, rough hair. Very much looks like he could have used some sunscreen. That James.
Perhaps. I don't have the same scar. I have other scars. They are battle scars of battles that he wasn't involved in, but in his own past, he got some scars.
Right.
But it's not like the scars he got are going to be passed down genetically towards me.
No, I am aware how scars and genetics work. Thank you, Jeff. Good news for you. He's dead. He's very dead, which is fantastic because you are. I didn't know your eyes could turn red. That didn't even happen when we were killing that. Are you okay? Are you feeling good? Are you overheating? What's happening?
My name is Jeff. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Oh.
You have 10 minutes to leave the building before you know what gets
Jeffrey,
real.
Jeffrey, please. It's all right. It's all right.
You don't understand. My father's been murdered.
What did you create? What's happening here?
Well, Jeffrey has very, very fond memories of his father. Very fond memories. His father, James, was a wonderful man, by all accounts.
Yes, he was.
And exactly, you see? And you have angered him intensely. And he is very, very formidable when he's on your bad side. Or when you're on his bad side.
You're damn right I'm formidable.
Right. So the James that this creation thinks is his father, who in real life.
What are you talking about? Thinks
Jeffrey with a J. We are not robotist around here. Oh. No. Jeffrey. Are you implying, Dagara, that dear Jeffrey here doesn't know his own father? Doesn't have true memories of his own father?
I absolutely am. That man was terrible.
Preposterous.
That man was horrible. He dangled Fyron over a river by her ankle one time when she was little because she didn't steal something properly. He was a horrible man.
Jeffrey, don't listen to the mean lady. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Your father was James, and he was a wonderful man.
Yes,
and we will all mourn his loss.
Well, then, if it wasn't him, and it was this horrible man, who was this horrible man?
Your stepfather.
My stepfather?
Yes. Well,
why did I never know my stepfather?
Because your stepfather wanted to keep you safe from your other father, who was very not nice.
Then where is my father now?
It's clearly insane.
Missing.
Don't listen to a word she's saying, Jeffrey. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Trust me, your lover, your one and only. Would I ever lie to you, Jeffrey?
I have so many more questions. Your lover. Oh my, I felt some weird vibes going on the battlefield, but I didn't realize it was, oh my goodness. And I'm just going to pick up my drink and scurry away before the robot kills me.
Well, I think that Mel, only me and Amy went in that scene, but I get a big negative feeling. I'm not sure how that.
I am crushing it over here.
Really are. I thought that was brilliant. All you guys are doing a great job. But yeah, you're very good at putting in those negative outcomes.
It's my specialty. What can I say?
Fair Mira has a pretty tough role to play in all this.
Burnt a village, killed a father, and
kind of doomed to fail there.
Not looking good. And Mira, it's you now.
Ooh, right. Okay, I am going to, as I scurry away, Nick, how do you pronounce your character's name again?
Shilaba.
Shilaba. We'll go with Shilaba.
Shilaba, right. I'm going to grab Shilaba's arm and drag her with me to the other corner. What monstrosity have you created? Your lover? What is wrong with you? Are you sick in the head?
No, Jeffrey, my creation. He's beautiful. What do you have against my dear Jeffrey with the J?
I must ask. I cannot contain this any longer. He holds an eerily similar visage to, and I'm going to make a pointed look, the other Jeffrey. Is that?
Don't remind me of the other Jeffrey with a G.
Oh,
we
that
have a
is
history
very
that goes
intentional.
way back.
Oh,
Jeffrey with a G. Once upon a time. Fade flashback. Once upon a time, we were dear traveling companions, adventurers together. We had a contract to acquire something from an orcish stronghold, and, well, things went terribly awry. We were told that it was largely empty. It was not. Jeffrey with the G. He saved me from certain death, and in that moment, I fell madly, deeply in love with that man. I pursued him for many years, but my love was never returned, and, well, eventually, I had to admit that Jeffrey with the G would never love me. And so, I made my own Jeffrey, a better Jeffrey, a stronger Jeffrey, a perfect Jeffrey. Using my power of animancy, I created Jeffrey with a J. He is the perfect Jeffrey.
You didn't even mildly consider some therapy or maybe a rebound relationship. You just went straight to Jeffrey 2.0.
I don't see why I would have. It made much more sense to do it this way. Now I have my perfect partner, my companion for life, my lover, and a protector. Jeffrey with a J is perfect in every way, and I will not have you meddling with his mind.
The mind that you created with a false father figure, which is definitely not going to come back to.
Part of creating a better Jeffrey was that the original Jeffrey with a G over there, he had emotional
childhood
baggage.
Trauma.
Yes, there's some trauma. Yes. And so I simply created a better version with happy memories of a wonderful childhood and a loving father named James. And I will not have you upset those memories.
But what about the part where the father's definitely, totally, completely dead?
Well, that's your fault, isn't it?
Well, but you said I can't upset the memories, but he's dead and I can't undo that. So unless you're into necromancy.
Well, then you better find a reason why Jeffrey's father, well, to be fair, he didn't know his real father, and nor did I. So
obviously,
just let Jeffrey with a J live in his delusion and everything will be fine.
But I already told him he's dead, and now he thinks he's a stepfather.
Well, that's your problem to figure out, because Jeffrey with the J is coming for you.
Obviously. Okay. Well, how does he have an off switch for the murder thing?
An off switch? My dear Jeffrey? No, I would never disable or turn off my dear Jeffrey. He is as real as you or I. There is no off switch.
Okay, right. I'm just going to take the biggest swig of my ale and just kind of nod and go sit back down at the table, just eyeing both of you over the glass, what is happening?
And I'm going to go back to Jeffrey with the J, and dear Jeffrey, don't worry about that mean lady. She's crazy, I just talked to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Your father is out there alive and well.
Is that so?
Yes, I do believe so.
And where can we find my father?
Oh, well, far, far away. He's very busy, and we have a celebration here. We just defeated the dragon after all, so let's not worry about such things. Let's party.
Okay, let's party. But after the party, we're going to find my father. Because her life depends on it.
Scene?
I don't even know whose scene that was anymore.
It was Mira's.
Right, that was Mira's scene.
So I feel like every scene she's in brings dread. to the situation, but I'm not. Could we in any way consider that to be a positive outcome?
Well, it did make me give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, so
I
she's
tried
not
to diffuse it a
gonna
little
be
bit.
killed right away. So it was positive for her.
It did suggest therapy. I feel like that's a positive.
And therapy is always good. Yeah.
Shilaba does not need therapy.
Yeah, so she doesn't have to run out of the tavern now, because Jeffrey at first was like 10 minutes, but now Jeffrey's like, okay, fine. All right. Until we find my father. Okay. So there was a mediation going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gone with positive.
I'll say positive. Yeah.
So it comes back.
That one.
Jeffrey with a G. Now, we have this problem with this automaton. Not sure how to solve it. I'm going to have to approach Shalaba, I think, here. I'm going to wander across, and I'm going to say, verily, Shalaba, dude, WTF. How could you create something? It's a graven image. I mean, I find it most.
Jeffrey, don't talk to me. We've been through this. Everything that could be said has been said,
No,
Jeffrey.
no.
Let bygones be bygones.
It is not right. Surely it violates some of the king's laws.
Jeffrey, don't make this weird. This doesn't have to be weird, okay? Jeffrey with a J is his own man. A beautiful, wonderful, strong, caring, perfect man. All the things that you would not give to me.
I think you're being very kind here. I mean, when he dispatched that goblin in the cave, it took and I'm going to say it took far too much delight in its endeavor, I feel. I mean, that laugh was haunting. I think it etched into my soul forever. Please, I implore thee to have this thing switched off. At least while we celebrate, or at least until you
Jeffrey with the G. Jeffrey with the G. You're just jealous. You are jealous of this perfect version of you that I've created, something far better than you could ever be. And you wish you had made a different choice all those years ago. You imagine an alternative future where we were together, where we loved one another the way we should have, Jeffrey.
Well, I shall speak the truth to you, Shalaba. That door is still open. That door is certainly still open. If you're willing to push this.
Wait, what are you saying, Jeffrey with the G?
I'm saying that I always, and then he turns to the audience, breaks the fourth wall and says, I think we see an in here in terms of getting rid of this diabolical machine. I shall lie and smile, deceive. I just, I always had that unrequited feeling back. And I just, how I've had such a difficult time with my childhood, and I've always had difficulty with commitment. But I feel that your attempt to make this robot of me, in some ways, remarkably romantic, but in other ways, incredibly disturbing. I think, I'm not saying you necessarily need to permanently remove this Jeffrey with a J, but it would be nice just to switch him off for a little bit, perhaps.
Oh, Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey. I've lived so many years thinking that my love for you would never be returned, not in kind, but why didn't you tell me this sooner? This whole situation could have been avoided. Now, I have Jeffrey with a J, and he is beautiful. He is you, but you are you, and wait, what if we all just lived happily together? Jeffrey with a J and Jeffrey with a G and Shilaba. We could be adventuring companions and lovers, the trio of us.
I'm not that type of boy. You know what? You pick between a J or a G. That's how it works in my world. J, G, whichever you want. I'm going to leave you some time to think about it. But you can't have the best of both worlds. It doesn't work like that. In fact, I'm almost offended that you even made such a suggestion. And then he storms off.
Oh no. What have I done? What do I do?
What do we think? Did that work out positive for Jeffrey with a G or negative?
I think that was positive in his brain. Oh, for Jeffrey?
For which Jeffrey?
For G. Jeffrey with a G.
Jeffrey.
I'm going to have to say that it was inching towards positive until the end where it hit negative and they could not speak because it got too crazy for them.
I think Shilaba, I think I'm pretty shook by this. I think that Jeffrey with a G has definitely changed the game here, because
he has pushed it towards.
Shilaba still has deep feelings for Jeffrey with a G, the OG, if you will. So I would say that seemed like a pretty positive outcome for Jeffrey with a G.
I feel like for our plan, brother and sister, this is helping to stabilize the situation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll go positive.
Okay.
And up next, after that bombshell, we have Nick.
Mind if we pause for just 1 minute, because there's one prop I need that I forgot to bring in. One prop. I'm not going to say what it is, though. I'm not going to say what it is.
What do you guys think so far, by the way? I think I'm surprised how cohesive the story is coming together. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Like at first, with the establishing scenes, it's pretty rough because I think the audience doesn't necessarily know anything about what's going on, and we're trying to establish. And so there's a lot of questions, and we're all trying to keep everything in mind. But I think things are starting to come together a little bit more. At least I hope so. You viewers out there, you can let us know. But yeah, I mean, so far, less chaotic than I expected, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's going to change.
Agreed. Well, yeah, there's that.
I do worry that should be it. Oh, here we come.
One prop. Got it.
All right.
So, Shilaba, Nick,
you're
going to establish a scene.
I feel like I've been
There is
in
also
all.
an option of not establishing, where someone else the group set the scene for you. And under that circumstance, you decide whether it's a positive or negative outcome.
Oh, wow.
But
and to be clear, can I have a scene with any other character, or only my immediate
you can
relationships?
also bring in characters and just say, Amy, you're going to be the bartender, and I have to have a word with you. Or Mira, you're going to be my therapist, and I need a emergency counseling session because of the developments that have just happened.
I feel like I've been sort of side-loading myself onto every scene here, so now I've got to figure out where the story needs some attention.
Yeah.
How about I already had a chat with Dagara. I don't really know Byron. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Dear Jeffrey with a J, my automaton. Jeffrey with a J, my dear J. Jeffrey. How are you? How are you feeling? Things are getting strange here, and I don't want to upset you. I know you can be quite sensitive, and I care so deeply for you.
I appreciate that. I'm a little uneasy. I know it's artificial. I know my feelings aren't exactly real, but...
Oh, they're just as real as anyone else's. No, don't think like that, dear Jeffrey. Don't think like that.
Don't get me wrong. They feel real to me. I'm just
being they should, because they are, Jeffrey. You are real. So don't let them put that doubt in your mind. But I do see that red glint in your eye, and I know what that means. I know it means you're getting angry. Things are starting to stir within you.
Well, I don't know who I could trust, because
you can trust me, Jeffrey. You can trust me. And I wouldn't want anything to happen here. As much as I am upset with Jeffrey with a G for our history, you are my one and only, and I would not want any kind of violence to happen here to these people that we have been adventuring with and sully this adventure. And I just want you and me to leave after this and to go back to our lives together. Okay, Jeffrey?
Shilaba, what about Jeffrey with the G? You forget I have super hearing. What about the idea of the three of us? How would that even work out? I'm not the kind of guy. And neither is he.
Oh, I thought I programmed you to be that kind of... Well,
looks like it's a kind of bug then.
Well, if I didn't think you would have overheard that. I knew you had
You have to iron out all the bugs. You know this.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey with the J. I didn't mean to imply that I would. I mean, Jeffrey with the G. We have a history. I probably should have explained this to you previously, but
explain now.
Well, yes, I do still have feelings for Jeffrey with the G. I must admit. But you are the superior version. You are. And no, I see that red glint in your eye. Just calm yourself. It's going to be okay. You know what? I will tell Jeffrey with the G. That it could just never work out with us, between the two of us anymore. And you, Jeffrey with the J, you are the only one for me. Okay?
That's fair, but there is one small condition.
Yes?
Take me to my father James. Show me he's alive.
Yes, your father James. Yes, of course. I will take you to your father James after all this is over. It might take a little while to track your father James down, but
it'll be worth the wait.
Yes,
but
we
it
will
must
find
be
him.
Done.
And I will prove myself to you that you can trust me. I would never lie to you, Jeffrey with the J.
Fyron from across the bar, you can see her. She's going to jump up on a table with a mug in her hand. She's going to go, 3 cheers, everybody, for I'm celebrating. All of you celebrate with me. My terrible, horrible bastard father is dead. And as you know, you may know, not know, it's my brother over there. We're also celebrating. So everyone, please, 3 cheers for my brother and I. Our horrible father is gone. Burnt to crisp, probably stabbed in the heart as well. Horrible, horrible death. Thank you all. Okay. And then she'll chug her beer. She'll chug her beer.
Shilaba, you must understand. I must be proven that it's not the same father.
They are all crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know who this is. Jeffrey with the G's sister. I've never met her before this adventure. So, yeah, they're all insane. Don't worry about it. We will find your father, Jeffrey with the J.
I sure hope so.
What do we think about that?
100% negative. That went so badly for Nick.
I'm just glaring over there, glaring daggers at Fyron, like, shut up.
Oh,
yeah, that was 100% negative. You don't want that to be overheard. I think he's in emotional crisis right now. It's spiraling out. Amy just perfectly timing her.
I heard too many trust me.
I can
there
see
are a
him.
lot of trust me's.
I can see him having to build a James now as well. And it went very quickly from I love you to I really care for you, Jeffrey. That was a quick pivot there. Ooh.
My world's been turned upside down now that Jeffrey with the G has suggested that maybe there's a chance.
Yeah. And next we have Fyron the Fast. Amy, your turn to establish a scene. Can't hear you if you're talking.
No, sorry, I'm thinking to myself who I want to. Yeah, I'm going to speak with Jeffrey with a J, the automaton. I'm gonna. So the scene right now, she called everyone in to the table. We're all sort of at the table now, and my brother has put some powder in the beer. No one knows this. Only yeah. I'm aware of it, but so I'll sit next to Jeffrey with a J and I'm like, so did you hear the good news? Father's dead. Oh, I figured it would be good news for you since, you're just a copy of my brother.
Am I though?
Yes, you're a copy. You're not even really the same. You don't even have the same memories. Talk about having a fantastic
That's what I've been
childhood.
told, but I'm not sure how true that is.
Yeah, if you want, I could check you just to make sure if you're real or not. I could check your wiring or something like that. Do you want me to check? You said you was feeling a bit off. You thought it was a bit buggy. I could open it up. Where's the panel? Do you know how to open it up? Let me know.
I am not opening up Jack. because I don't know what you're up to with my wires.
Well, yeah, I was just trying. You're my, in a way, you are my brother, and you mentioned feeling buggy. I just wanted to help you out.
I'm okay. Don't touch any wires.
Wow.
I'm
This
wired
version of
enough
my brother
as it
has a
is.
stick up his butt. You know, Jeffrey with a G. He's fun. He's fun-loving. He's a great guy, and you're just very stiff. I don't understand. Aren't you supposed to be like better, something like that?
I am supposed to be better. I'm not a cold-blooded murderer. I'm not a cold-blooded
Not a
patricidal
cold-blooded
maniac.
murderer. You know, I saw you with those goblins, but I guess we'll just drop that.
That was not in cold blood. They tried to kill us all, and I helped save us all from those goblins.
Right. Yeah, so, okay.
But my father, who I am told does not I'm told he exists somewhere out in the distance and is different from your father, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I wouldn't be convinced either. Aren't you guys supposed to be like really smart or something? Automatons?
What are you implying?
I'm implying you're stupid and that he programmed you that way. Because technically fathers. So if Shilaba made you, then he is your technical father.
That's not the man I fell in love with. He is a brilliant man who
built... Yeah, he's brilliant and he made you stupid so that you wouldn't understand who your real father is. Anyway, all I know is, listen, buddy, I'm here for you because you are technically my brother in a way. And I'm telling you, that guy right there, Shilaba, he doesn't want... I mean, I would walk out on him right now. I would get up, walk out this tavern right now and say goodbye. I can't believe you even mentioned the threesome thing. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it from... Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's true.
Walk out the bar and say, it's over, sweetie. It's over, honey. No more. I'm not doing this.
I will have to think about that, but one thing is for certain, though. I need to find my father, James. That's what's most important to me at this very moment.
Your father, James, he's dead. That girl right there, Dagara, stabbed him in the heart and then burnt down the whole village to make sure that he was dead. Everybody running, screaming, women and children too, all of them, just to make sure he was dead.
And how do you know this? How does everybody know this and not me?
Well, first of all, she told me. And second of all, because you were programmed to be stupid. And honestly, that's betrayal right there.
Let's say this is all true. Do you know who did this?
Yes, Dagara right there.
Oh, maybe he did program me to be stupid. Okay.
I would do something about it, mate. I would do something about it.
I will have a word with Dagara.
Oh, no, not Dagara. You're supposed to be angry at Shidaba. Not Dagara. Leave Dagara out of this.
I'm still processing everything about Shilaba, so I need a bit of time for that. But right now, I am perfectly capable of talking to Dagara. Get that off my mechanical chest, and then once I deal with
She's gonna fumble. Oh, sorry. And
Shilaba will be next.
Try to pour her whole ale over the robot. I don't know. See if anything happened. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I guess nothing happened there. So, sorry for spilling that on you.
At this point, I'm gonna swoop in from, I don't know, I was at the bar. I was getting some drinks or whatever. I come in. Wait, what is going on here? Wait, Jeffrey with the J. Who are you talking to? No. This is.
I'm going to leave here. I need to go get a.
She's making a mess of you.
You've got new ale
all down you, getting into your crevices. No. This won't do. Byron, I can't. Leave.
Yeah, I'll leave you two together.
Did Dagara stab my father, James? Did Dagara stab my father, James? Answer the question.
I already answered the question. No, your father, James, is alive and well. Absolutely. And we will find him. After. Don't you worry. I would never lie to you, my dear. I love you. You are the love of my life.
That may be so, but I question it because I need to know what happened to my father. If he wasn't stabbed, and you say he's in a faraway land,
he's out there alive and well. And
you must know.
Shh, don't worry.
You must know
where
he is. You must know. Tell me where I can find them.
The others here, listen to me, Jeffrey with a J. The others here, they're jealous of our love. They wish that they had 1 ounce of what we have together, because what we have is so special. So don't let them get to you. They're just jealous.
That took a real negative turn. Actually, I don't know. It took a negative turn for you two, but
very positive for Amy. I would say for Byron. Yeah,
Byron nailed that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you tried to.
I successfully stirred the pot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was very positive for Byron.
Yeah.
So, and now we have the keys to establish a scene.
Okay. I'm going to confront Dagara.
Oh no.
Dagara.
Oh, hi. Yep. Are you still murder eyes? Are we still on that, or is that gone? You seem a little calmer now. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm doing just dandy. I need to ask you something.
Of course, yes. How can I help you? And I've got a knife out in front of me just in case.
Is my father James alive? Because I am told by Shilaba that he is, but I am told by Frian that he is not. And I need to know who is telling the truth and who is not. My lover or my supposed sister?
Right. So here's the thing. After my conversation with your creator, lover, whatever you want to call it's so weird.
I don't really care anymore. I just want to know what happened to my father.
That one over there, the one that made you. Yes, great. After my conversation with that one, I did learn that you may or may not have an entirely different recollection of your father than Jeffrey and Fyron have. And so therefore, yes, I did kill their father. I killed him very dead. That signet ring that Fyron is wearing, I took that off of his still warm body. But you, while in theory it could have been the same dad, you have entirely different memories. So maybe it's best for you just to believe that you have a different father, and maybe it's potentially also best for you to just accept the fact that actually, why do you think you have a father if you know you were made by your lover? That's like a one-person process, right? Why do you?
It doesn't matter. I have memories.
It kind of does, because
of a father.
Okay.
I have memories of a father figure raising me, and then I met my creator, even if he's technically my father, which is really weird, I realize.
It is very weird. Now that I think about it more, I'm going to stop thinking about that immediately.
Yeah, I will say I didn't realize that until just now.
Yep.
But I don't really care, because my memory serves me well, and I need to see the father that I know to be a father again. And I learned that a certain somebody sitting right in front of me at this very moment stabbed him.
Yes, I'm not denying that fact. You won't be able to see him. I stabbed him, slit his throat, cut his head off, and then burnt the body. So that ship has sailed. You will not be seeing his face anytime soon. It's completely decimated.
You are very lucky that we were surrounded by a ton of people in this bar. Because if there wasn't, you would be in a lot of danger. Put that knife right down.
No, I don't think I'll be putting that down. You're threatening my life here. Listen, I think you should go have... Actually, no, you shouldn't go have a chat. I think what you need to do is sit down in the corner by yourself over there and have a good long think about what a father really is and what made you, and whether or not your memories are truly real if they were invented by someone and they're not even the same memories of the person that I killed. You have a completely different memory than the man who was alive. So therefore, how could I have killed your father if your father is a figment of your imagination? Technically, he's still alive and well in your brain. You just won't be seeing his face anytime soon.
Well, that's an excellent point. But then why would Shilaba tell me that he is in fact alive and well, and far, far, far away, and that we will find him? He's been telling me this all night and it's been driving me mad.
Because they care so deeply for you, and they don't want to hurt your feelings. They're very worried about your well-being and your heart, and there's a whole weird dynamic thing happening here right now. I think there's just a little bit of overwhelm going on.
I'm a machine. My feelings are hardly relevant.
No, not you. Shilaba. Shilaba's panicking and is trying to make sure that your
But you said he didn't want to hurt my feelings.
Right. But
what hurts my feelings is not having my father around.
Changed the gender so many times. Shilaba. Sorry. Yes. Shilaba created you in a manner to be in love with them. So therefore, there is definitely a belief that you have feelings. Therefore, the feelings are cared for and are of the utmost importance. So there's that.
This is too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Maybe I do need to be alone in the corner.
I think.
But know this: I have one eye camera on you for the rest of the night, and perhaps even longer than that, if I don't see any proof of what you're saying.
Oh, just check Fyron's finger right now. She's wearing the signet ring.
Show me the ring.
You've got a camera eye thing, apparently. Just track it. It's right over there. It's big and flashy. Giant gold thing with a huge ruby in the middle. It says James on the back.
I think that went bad. That would be an establishing scene perhaps later, but I think that didn't. I'm not sure. What do you think? Good?
That was Keith's scene, yeah?
Yeah.
So it went bad for Jeffrey
I was
with
involved.
The J.
It
Went bad
went
for
terrible.
Keith. Yeah, I think that went poorly. I think our poor automaton Jeffrey with the J is
still fully convinced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he's conflicted. But I see that there's like cracks forming in the, the Shilaba Jeffrey relationship here.
Yeah,
totally.
Jeffrey with the J is starting to become less and less stable as he gets told different things from different people.
I think so. I think he's on the cusp here.
I think there's someone's going to snap pretty soon.
And Mira, it's your turn to establish.
Right after that, and this Jeffrey is beelining it for Fyron to go check out the ring finger. I'm going to approach the other Jeffrey and just kind of sidle up to you, ale in hand. So, what the hell is going on right now? What is your history with all of this? Because this is really weird. Is this weird for you? Because it's weird for all of us.
Look, we turn up at this place where they need 5 heroes. I'm just thinking me, my sister, and your good self are going to... And then, Shilaba turns up with this extremely creepy robot-y thing, but apparently is better in every way.
It got real weird really fast.
Yeah, physically. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it most disturbing. I know we're going to be... I'm not even sure if he deserves a share, frankly. I know we're going to be...
Agreed.
Very soon.
Yes. I think it is of the utmost importance to potentially eliminate the both of them from the...
I have been thinking about it. I must admit, I have been thinking about it. But
it's just, if Shilaba gets that money, imagine what other horrible creations they're going to make with it. Just like, they've already made a second you. What if they make a 2.0? I did hear about the 3-something, so maybe if they make another one so that they can fulfill that thing, because apparently that's like something that, but anyway, that would be awful. And I think we would be doing the world a great disservice if we allowed that to happen.
I agree. I think maybe perhaps you can help us with this. The robot is the tricky one for me. This automaton is the tricky one. I don't know if you're able to deal with it. And Shilaba, you can leave that to me, my sister. I have a question.
Perfect. Yes.
When you took out my father, and thank you very much for that.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Awful man. You didn't find, perhaps it's very dear to me, only sentimental reasons, but he used to have a few different statues of a few different deities, I do. That is one of my few fond memories, I think.
I wasn't aware you had fond memories with them. Okay.
Well, I used it one time to. And one time I hit him over the back of the head with it, and it just brings back that lovely memory. And I'm just wondering.
That's tracking now. That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't find anything there because it was kind of like a traveling camp town situation thing. You know how he is, picks different targets. You go with him. Anyway. So I didn't find that there because he doesn't bring the valuables with him. But I did find his book, and his book had information on the skeleton key that we were looking for, and where he's got some treasure troves and all that. So I'm just kind of rifling through. Do you know your father's code? He used that special code to write in this. I can't decipher it for the life of me.
I'm not 100% sure either. He was a very cunning man. Perhaps it has something to do with the signet ring. Perhaps there's something I can remember from my childhood deep there that we can use. I think if we can find the location, then we're good. I mean, it's going to be worth thousands of gold, the loot that he has in here.
So much that your sister has made quite clear. We're splitting 50-50. She reestablished that tonight for some strange reason.
50-50, 100%.
Right.
And I can guarantee that no harm will come of you. And
yes, carry on.
And indeed, I really would have loved to get my hands on that treasure. He was a very secretive man. I know for a fact no hand has ever laid foot on all of that money that he has put aside.
Yes, I mean, I was traveling with him for, goodness, decades, it feels like, and he never even gave me a whiff of it.
I think it would be enough to retire forever. If you can take good care of that awful robot, I'm sure me and my sister are able to take care of Shilaba. Let's do it after we divvy up, though. You know, the peasants are going to be gone then. Of course, you're not going to divvy up gold when somebody else is there. We'll have the bar to ourselves, nice and quiet.
That's work.
Nice and quiet.
Also, though, I do feel like if your sister's got Shilaba, you might be the best person to short the circuits, so to speak, if you catch my drift.
Very difficult to cut one's own throat. I must admit it.
You don't need to literally cut your own throat there. You just need to poke enough holes. It seems like it's in a very unstable position right now. So if you just little pinpricks in the memory, really talking about your dad might do it. That seems to be the big thing right there. Also, maybe talking to the robot about your old romantic history with Shilaba. That could probably do it as well.
I like it. That certainly will send some wires to the hair. Yes, I like it. I shall try that perhaps, and then if you see any trouble, it would be fantastic if you come running. And,
I will have your back, of course.
This monstrosity down.
Yes.
Just remember the lapel that I'm wearing here, because I don't need to mix it up. I know it's quite easy to mix it up if we're talking, but when we're not talking, my fear is that perhaps the red rose here. Just remember.
Right. No, that's a good. I'll keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much.
Scene. What do we think? Did that go well for Mira?
Positive.
Mira?
100%.
I think it did. I think she created an alliance of a sort.
Yeah, she's had a hard time finding like a strong position here, but I think now she's got a plan here.
I think so too. So that's the first.
Even though I think she might be a double crosser, but we'll see.
We all are.
Yeah, that's true. Here I am, like, ugh, that double crosser. You're right.
I think she's worried by we can guarantee that it's going to be 50-50.
Yeah.
And I can assure you no harm will come of you. I think our reassurances are a little bit more transparent than we think.
Mm-hmm.
The good brother and sister here.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I do have a prop for if when I die.
Oh, wait. Let's not go there yet.
No.
Jeffrey with the J.
So we come into the situation now where we get the twist, and then we have quite quick resolutions of the first scenes across each other. So, and then the second scene a little bit longer, and then the aftermath. But what we have is we add up the cards at this point. I'm on 5. 0 for the next person. Who was that? Sorry, I'm just curious. 0 for Nick.
Nice. Neutral. Solid.
1 for Amy. Because the puzzle negatives have random numbers on them.
Oh, okay.
-6 for Keith.
Oh!
Poor Jeffrey with the J.
And +9. Because we both got positive outcomes. Amira, you get +9.
What?
Wow.
What the heck?
That we choose.
Unexpected.
There are 2 tilts. Let me bring these things together. There are 2 tilts that have to be chosen. The first is the negative tilt, which decides how things are going to. Well, they're both negative, really, but the blues are the positives. Let me read them out to you. So, and this is, you can choose this to drive. Option 1, a stupid plan executed to perfection. Option 2, 2 people cross paths and everything changes. Option 3, something precious is on fire. And option 4, a sudden reversal of status, fortune, or sympathy.
Oh, that last one.
I like the something precious is on fire if I'm
That one fits really well.
if I'm Nick's precious and on fire and that's how I die.
Or the sudden reversal of
That
sympathy.
is how
or-
Dagara would take care of things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is.
Pyromaniac over here. Ironically,
Yeah.
my name is Dagara. The icy blue
The
is given
icy.
out of. Yeah.
Very nice.
So what are
Um,
you going to pick?
My cats are sleeping says, I don't think I want to be involved with this family.
What are you talking
Stupid
about?
Plan, execute perfection. 2 people cross paths and change everything. Something precious is on fire. These are the good ones.
Yeah,
And
those are really
reversal
good
of
ones.
sympathy, fortune.
I feel
Oh my
like
gosh, what if our dad showed up in the bar
On fire.
That would be
on fire?
that would be really good.
I feel like the something precious is on fire, but it kind of also takes care of the a stupid plan gone perfectly. So it's kind of like 2 together.
Okay, yeah,
So-
yeah.
Something is on fire. Then is that what
Yeah.
we pick? Yep.
How many tilts get you pick just with one?
You just get 2 tilts.
You get 2.
The person with the most negative and the person with the most positive.
Right.
So Keith, you choose this one.
Keith.
An out of control rampage. The wrong person gets. This is number 2. The wrong person gets busted. Number 3, an innocent person becomes collateral damage. And number 4, death after an unpleasant struggle. So, collateral damage of innocence, wrong person gets it in the neck, mayhem, an out of control rampage, or death after an unpleasant struggle.
Death after unpleasant struggle.
So we have death after an unpleasant struggle. Anything we want to resolve, we need to resolve
This
quickly.
is what I'm picking for me, right?
For whoever gets to it first, frankly. So it could several things could preciously go on fire. So next is the 2 final scenes. The first scene, no one's dead in that first scene. So it's just 5 minutes of or less quick resolutions. And then the second scene, by the second scene, we should have tried to resolve one of those 2 things. And then comes the terrible aftermath of how.
Okay, so something catches on. So the first scene, nothing is on fire, but by the end of it, something's on fire, and then the second scene is us trying to fix the fire.
Or dealing with the consequences, I
Or
guess.
dealing with it, and then at the end, that last part happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And then we have the aftermath.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So the first set of scenes, something goes on fire. Second set of scenes, there's going to be a death after that unpleasant struggle. And then the aftermath, there's going to be deaths as well.
Okay.
So this is a little foreboding there, a little foreshadowing.
Yes. So I'll establish. And I'm going to establish with Fire in the Fast with Amy.
Ooh.
Come across. And I'll say, do you want to help with those perfectly ordinary beers? We can
Absolutely.
take them across.
I also have something I'd like to ask you. Something just a bit. So, when I first made the deal with Dagara, I mentioned specifically that the reason we wanted our father dead was, first of all, because we hated him, but second of all, because he has a skeleton key. And I mentioned to her many times, I want you to find the statue, I need you to find the skeleton key. And she said she couldn't find it. There's nothing regarding a statue nor a skeleton key. I think she's holding out on us.
I'm certain she's lying about that. Yeah, she tried to convince me to go up against that super robot as well. I didn't like that.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So would she say she was going to take shit about?
Yeah. Well, she did. Yeah. Which just not such a difficult. I am thinking, that robot hates her so much. Just a little bit of prodding, I could send him her way.
Yeah, I mean, its wires are already crossed. It's having a bit. I mean, honestly, it's like one step away from, I don't know, combustion or going crazy on some kind of rampage. Or it's really upset about its father, and I know it's going to be directed towards Dagara. We might be able to find that statue on her person once we loot a dead corpse.
I think that would be the best way of doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so those beers, everything's going right. Has everyone been drinking the beer? Or?
Well, we just managed to get them together now. So
okay.
You can take 2 of them. I'll take 3 of them. I think your 2 are the ones that are non-poisoned, actually. But just remember, we have the anecdotes. You start feeling even the slightest sleepy.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll be sure to pass them out. Yeah.
And then we look across the room and say, everyone, we've bought some drinks to celebrate. Of course, these wonderful peasants, you may now exit the building because we are going to divvy up the loot as is.
Heroes here, everyone out.
Yep, only heroes. Yes, exactly. But let's, first of all, I say let's have a toast. Let's have a celebration. And we put the beers down on the table. And we'll say, what would be a good toast, I guess? Because there are a lot of things not to toast.
Perhaps, brother, we could toast the death of the dragon and
yes.
Finding,
good.
I wouldn't necessarily call your friends, so... Well,
yes.
to the dead dragon.
To the death of the dragon and the riches which we are acquiring from this.
Right,
Cheers.
all the many riches from the dragon's hoard that we all gathered that we're going to split evenly.
Perfect.
Yes. Split evenly.
1/5 each, I believe, is how it will go.
That would be an even split, yes.
Do robots, automatons, even have need for a coin, or should we
That
just
is
split it
incredibly
always,
offensive that
or-
you would consider that Jeffrey with the J does not deserve his fair share.
Well, I mean, he doesn't eat.
That's
Doesn't really
robotists.
Don't worry, dear sister. I have a feeling.
It's all right. Yeah, I'll drop it.
You see,
Okay.
Jeffrey, they don't understand you. They don't care about you.
Clearly.
And
This is
then
delicious beer. Thank
I
you.
guess it's up to you guys. Who takes it? I feel like Shilaba would probably toast, but would your character?
I am so suspicious right now. I've already got my own drink. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. Cheers. And I'm not touching anything you lay your hands on right now.
That very much checks out.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Nick,
Am I up next?
you are. We have
All
4
right.
people left to set fire. 4 people seems left to set this fire.
Yeah, who's going to light the fire? All right.
Gonna start a fire.
I pull
You read my
over
mind.
Jeffrey with the J. And I say, Jeffrey with a J, my dear.
Shilada.
I am starting to think we need to get out of here. I'm starting to think that these teammates, these adventuring companions of ours are starting to look at us with violence in their eyes. But not if we get to them first. Jeffrey, they don't care about you. I have to say, I must admit, Jeffrey with a J, I have not been fully honest with you. The man that died in the town that burned, he was your father, James. Your father, James, is not out there anymore. I was trying to protect you. I just didn't want you to have to suffer the pain of losing your father. But I assure you, dear Jeffrey, that your father, James, who Dagara murdered in cold blood, he was a good man. He was a righteous man, and he deserves to be avenged. Jeffrey.
Wow.
You know what you have to do.
That is
Firen wasn't lying.
I just...
But why were you all this time? Just to protect my feelings?
I love you, Jeffrey with a J. And I had only your best interests in mind. I was just trying to protect you from having to lose your father. I had thoughts, ideas. Maybe I would build you a new father or change your programming or something. Listen, I made a mistake, Jeffrey, but I do love you. And I know you love me. And to protect us, Dagara has to die.
Shilaba, I do love you. And I do,
Jeffrey.
And I do trust you.
I am glad.
But I'm going to need you right by my side and show how faithful and trustworthy you really are.
Of course, anything, Jeffrey. Also, I'm starting to feel a little bit woozy, I must admit. Oh, it's so very warm in here. And, take another swig of the beer.
Are you okay?
I am not. I might just need to take a little rest. Yes, just to close my eyes for a moment.
Have you been poisoned?
I don't know, Jeffrey. Oh, no. Just whatever happens to me, kill them. Kill them all.
Then it shall be done.
Oh dear. Right. So there's no negative or positive scenes at this point anymore. We already set in stone in terms of the aftermath here. I feel like this is escalating so quickly, I almost want to read the aftermath out first before we establish the next scene. And I feel like...
It might be a few battle scenes.
Yeah. To this point,
wrap things up too fast.
Just to remind...
No, that was perfect.
No, that was really good. To this point, I would just... Quick reminder. So far, I'm on +5. So it's sort of okay-ish going down for me. 0, Nick, you are on 0 right now.
Could go either way.
Could go very much either way. Amy, +2. Again, I mean, that's not good. I don't think it's good for either of us so far. But -9, Keith, for you. Okay. So this is going very badly. And
poor Jeffrey with the J.
I feel like you've got the best of us because you are on +9. So you are by far you didn't drink the beer. You are by far the person who's looking the most likely to come out of this scathed, but not too scathed, I think. And now we have Amy up next to establish. And we have but 3 scenes to go. And a fire must break out.
Establish. What am I gonna do here? Oh, this is difficult. I think probably a scene with Jeffrey, the G again, to circle around what's going on here, since I think I almost am certain who's going to end up starting this fire. So, Fyron is going to kind of see what's going on, to see that Shilba is starting to sort of fall down, and I took some of the antidote. I'm feeling much better. How about you? Did you notice that Dagara didn't drink any of her ale?
I did notice that. I feel at this point as well, we are almost going to be destroyed by our own greed. There just seems to be something there. But yeah, I did notice that. She's a sly one. She definitely has that statue on it. I'm almost certain of it. I think she knows that...
How are we going to push this robot towards Dagara? Because I don't know about you. If you take a look at that, right, it looks like it's a bit twitchy now. It's like twitching. Something wrong with it.
Oh, there's definitely something wrong with it. It's
got something in its eye that I don't quite. It's unsettling.
It's like Shibilla she's drifting in and out right now of consciousness, and she did say something to him, which seemed to trigger him. I'm hoping it's about the murderer, Dagara, of his fictitious father. I think he's simple enough to possibly act unwisely here.
So I'm thinking that this robot might go insane once it notices that something may have been happening to Shilba. How are we going to get out of this situation? How about we both say that we saw Dagara spike the ale of Shilba?
See, this is why you're the brains and I'm not sure what I am.
I hate to say that I took after father, but you did too. You're obviously very good at what you do. He was a terrible, horrible man, but he did teach us well at the guild of terrible people.
Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. That's what they say.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, this is the plan. We get the robot pitted up against Dagara, then they kill each other, and then we get the lot. It's all ours.
This sounds good.
Yes.
Seeing then. Oh, I don't know. I feel like we're suspicious of you, Mira. We're certainly suspicious of you.
But we're suspicious by nature, so we just phrase that way.
Suspicious, don't
we
be
think it's all going to resolve all nice, and that this robot's going to come across and he's going to kill you, and it's all going to be so nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
There's you guys are clearly aware that something's going to happen with Jeffrey with the J, so you're watching him, but the Dagara situation's still up in the air. We'll see how that plays out with you guys.
One thing I'm certain of, Dagara ain't dying. We see this death after an unpleasant struggle. I don't think you can be a +9 and then go the journey. I think what's happening here is something more tragic. Now, 2 scenes to go. And Keith, and there is still a fire burning or not burning.
That must be burning by the end of these 2 scenes, is that right?
By the end of these next 2 scenes,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Someone's got to start the fire.
Keith, establish.
Dagara! You did it. I mean,
I've been telling you that
you
the whole
did it.
time.
You
I've
did
never
kill
once
my
denied
father.
that. But he's not your real dad.
He's
Also,
real
what-
to me.
What's going on, Shilba? Is she feeling okay?
What?
Wait, Jeffrey, do you not have some protocol for this or something? We
Did
should
you
definitely be checking on.
spike his ale?
I know
No.
exactly what happened. We saw it, didn't we? Both of us.
We did.
Oh,
I
come
saw
on now.
Dagara spike the ale and gave it directly to Shilba.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me right now with this nonsense? Okay,
We're not kidding.
no.
We saw it.
We saw it with our own eyes.
Listen,
Four
Jeffrey,
eyes.
This automaton Jeffrey over here.
You
Listen, I have been honest with you. I'm the only one here who's been 100% honest with you this entire time. Tell me right now whether or not that is wrong.
She killed your father, then your lover.
I have been complete. I did not kill
it. She's
still alive. I've been completely honest. But also, you two.
It's the honest people you can't trust. Jeffrey with a J.
If she was so honest, why would she have to say it? Oh, I'm so honest. I'm so honest.
I'm pulling out
she would have to say it.
The book, the Jeffrey with a G, I showed him earlier that's encoded. And I've got my knife out. I cracked the code. I've known what this says for ages, but all the secrets are inside.
I knew she knew that code.
And I'm grabbing a torch and I light it on fire.
Don't you dare. Ah! No, my father's stash. It's mine. It's mine by right.
It is worth thousands. Thousands.
Now, I'm the only one alive who knows where it's at. You need me.
We do need her.
I'm just going to sit down and drink my ale and say, so deal with Jeffrey.
I don't need it as much as they do.
And it cuts.
So show us where, if you want to live.
I feel falls under, I think now the scene falls under Mira to establish. Scene. This book's on fire.
She already made some power moves.
Power moves.
Scene.
Yeah, I was able to accomplish that much faster. I'm going to Farron. I'm going to be talking to Farron right now. And I'm just sitting at the table while there's a murder robot coming at me very quickly. And I have just burnt the only physical evidence.
Yeah.
Now, I know you spiked the drink. Why do you think I didn't drink anything? I know.
Because you're rude? I don't know.
You were going to murder us. You don't really get to throw around the word rude or something. You've also had me murder your father. So, like, come on.
And how do I know? How do I know that you aren't lying about being able to decode the book?
Because I know precisely where it is. And also, it doesn't matter.
You might be lying, I could kill you right now.
You are absolutely right. I might be lying. But the fun thing is I might not be. And that's a chance you have to take, dear. So, I see really only one way out of this. Deal with the murder robot that you have all so kindly prepped to murder me. And we walk out of here and we all go get the spoils and try not to stab each other in the backs along
Still
the way.
50-50, right? 50-50.
60-40,
No.
I think.
Well, so, yeah, 60-40.
I think it's
your
going to be a
deceptive
little
nature.
bit steeper on my end, thanks to the murder plot you hatched against me. You know,
Well, you should have known. I
Hmm.
mean, we both.
I don't really think you're in a position to negotiate right now, if I'm being completely honest.
Well,
So-
I don't like not having the upper hand, so.
I'm completely
We'll be
aware of that.
negotiating. I still think I could get this robot to go against you guys. Maybe if I smack it upon the head with this torch here. She's gonna smack it on the head and see if anything happens.
Free.
Something does happen. If I can jump in. No, it's
Yeah.
just,
No, please.
Go for it, yeah.
she hits him on the head incredibly powerfully with this torch. And it comes straight back, bounces straight back. And it lands on a pile of sort of old books that, because this is a
Conveniently
nice,
very flammable books just sitting on this table.
very flammable books that are just on this bookshelf because, they're educated people in this village. And it goes up like an old book. An old bookshelf full of old books covered in dust. There's more than
Fahrenheit
one.
451 here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't intend for that to happen. Everybody else,
Oh,
grab the gold first. Grab the gold.
I think so.
this looks familiar.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, I established then. Next, this is our last 5 scenes. I'm obviously horrifically panicked right now. The whole place is on fire. There's this killing robot. You are the only one who knows the code of our father. I know that's a lot of money. but it's in your head, and it might not be in your head. I can't fully trust you. So I'm sitting here, I look at my sister, I look back. Those flames are spreading far too quick for my liking. I'm just going to hope that the crazy murder roundabout comes for you. And meanwhile, I've just got this bag, and I'm just pushing as much of this. I push Shillabah down,
save the treasure,
out of the chair. She falls back, and she cracks her head. He cracks his head, and I imagine it wakes you up a little, all right? Because I pushed you across there. So yeah, you're a bit of a crack, and it's just brought you round.
What is that? Fire! Oh, fire! Oh, everything's on fire! Save me, Jeffrey! Save me!
I've got you.
And I think that's my scene. I think I'm just so obsessed with this. I'm not seeing what else is going on. So, and I'm going to quickly read my aftermath here, which is appalling. It says, "You're going to be utterly crushed and forced to eat your own words. You're going to be helpless, and there will be much gloating."
What was that last part?
There will be much gloating.
Gloating.
So this everyone has their own aftermath scene. Then is that how that works?
I probably should have read it first, and then I think that's my scene. I think this is where I am, and then we're going to have that aftermath discussion of like what happened to him.
Okay.
And then yours is the 0, and it says, "It's the worst thing. You're probably not dead, but there are worse things than being dead, and it's going to take you a moment to think about exactly what is the worst thing you can imagine." You might want to what's the worst thing that could happen in this situation?
Wait, so that was Nick's?
This is mine, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to.
Shall I do them all? I'll do them all. That way, at least we know.
Sure, so that we can kind of angle our final scene to set that up. Okay.
Aftermath for Amy is, you know what's fun? Children crying when they see me. Kids are smart, and they know a hideous failure when they see one. I'm going to be haunted forever by what I've done. All my plans are ending in complete and utter ruin.
Oh, no.
Now, the red aftermath total. You're certainly worse off. You're not... Wait, I don't understand. You're certainly worse off for having been involved in this disaster. Back when you could remember, given the circumstances, things have went reasonable for you. Surprising because it's so negative. And of course, Mira, with your incredibly positive score, it says you've made some mistakes, but in the end, you came through it on the other side. You're certainly not dead, and let's agree to call that a win.
Wow, there's a lot. Okay. So sorry, was Keith's implying that he would survive?
It sort of did supply that. It says it's a ridiculous disaster, but in the circumstances pretty good. Now, I think if I was an automaton, I don't know, being the person who dies after a massive struggle might be a pretty good ending for me.
I think so.
The tortured past that I have.
Whose scene is it?
It's yours, Nick.
Oh.
That would also get yours of like utterly devastated.
Utterly devastated, but maybe I survive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. What's worse than death? This is tough. This is tough to play in character because I might need other people to do things. But like okay, so I'm on the ground. I'm barely conscious. The room is going up in flames. My perfect Jeffrey is starting to go haywire. But after all this, I only have eyes for Jeffrey with the G. I'm laying on the ground. I see what's going on here. I see that the place is going up in smoke. Jeffrey with a G. Come here, please.
Jeffrey is still furiously putting this treasure in his bag. He'll give you the because he's intrigued. He'll look over his shoulder. What is it you want?
Jeffrey, I fear I am dying and I'm not going to make it out of here. I do not know, but please come listen to me.
Be very quick then. Be very quick. It comes across.
I just leave the treasure and get out of here with your life. I don't think I'm going to make it, but all this time it was just you. It was just you that I wanted. My love for you has never wavered. And if you were to die here, it would be the worst thing that could happen. Worse than death for me. I need you to escape here alive.
That is
now
very
go.
Kind.
Leave the treasure.
What beautiful thoughts. That's very kind of you. And the feeling is very much not mutual. I was here only for the treasure. Anything else?
Jeffrey, no, don't say these. Jeffrey, how could? Jeffrey, please, no. And then I'm just going to
Look, it's a hard world. It's a hard world, okay? Straight back to the table. He's probably still pushing that treasure in there. Leaving you for dead, unfortunately.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I slip out of consciousness, the flames roaring, betrayed by my greatest love.
Amy, you established now.
Okay, so I'm going to take that card literally. It said that children will tell tales of how horrible my blunder was. So, Fyron is going to grab what she can of her gold and grab her bag and run out of the tavern on fire, clearly in flames. There's a group of people now that have gathered, but there's actually a school next door. They're all outside. They're watching as this tavern goes up in flames, and Fyron will turn around and be like, "I didn't expect that to happen. I did not mean for that to happen. That torch, my goodness, that stupid robot." And then she's gonna look at the children. I didn't do that. It wasn't me. And then I'm gonna have one of you are going to play one of the guild members. Paul, you're going to play one of the guild members of the Thieves of Really Bad People, and you are going to come up to me and reveal that Dagara had told everyone that it was my plan to kill our father, and they're very angry with me for coming up with that, and that she tried to save him, and then I stabbed him in the heart. What are you doing here, Bob? I haven't seen you so long. How's my father?
Bob the Less Than Mysterious is not a man of subtlety. He walks up to you and he says, "This, we all knew you were bad, but not this bad. I mean, come on. You've managed to get yourself set on fire. You've managed to destroy this entire place. I mean, it's a hellhole anyway. I mean, no one really cares about this place. But the collateral damage that you did when you burnt that thing, I mean, we all know that Horribilius the murder he wasn't a very nice man, let's be honest. But still, burning down your own father, wow. That's the place where you have my admiration. Thank you very much, by the way, for bringing the treasure out in this quite handy bag." And he just scoops it up.
No, that's not supposed to, in front of the children, no. This is supposed to happen. Dagara, you thieving snake, you triple crossed me. No. And she's going to run into the night because I assume that they're probably going to kill her otherwise and it wasn't me, I swear. It's always old Dagara.
Very good, I like it. And then this guild member, he's walking off, he looks around, see if there's anything else. The place is on fire. That's just gone, that place. Whatever's in there is gone. Can't see the brother, but can't see the brother. The place is on fire. You cut your losses. He walks across, stands from a bit of a distance, maybe enjoys the fire a little bit. He's very much unmysterious. He enjoys a bit of brutality, so he's just sitting there watching. Keith?
Meanwhile, on the note of can't see the brother, also can't see the automaton, because he learned that he actually did lose his father, and he just lost his dear Shilaba. So he goes.
Oh, I'm not dead yet. I'm just unconscious on the ground.
But he doesn't know that.
Oh yeah.
He thinks he's dead. He can't tell the difference.
Oh no. That didn't work out.
And as he sees him lying down to the ground, surrounded by the flames, he starts to go even more haywire. The circuits start to blow.
Poor Shilaba's watching this maybe as well.
Maybe as I'm
And
slipping
then-
from consciousness.
He catches fire.
No.
Of course. Of course.
Fire coming out of his mouth.
Ears, mouth, nose, just
Yes, all it was. Combustion from inside.
yep. He can't handle it. He can't handle it. No, Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Shilaba, you're alive.
Jeffrey, save me. Save us. Save.
I'm falling apart.
Save yourself.
I can't. It's too late for me. Get up,
dear
and
Jeffrey.
Go. Get up and go.
I can't. I need you. Okay, I'm gonna try and get up, I guess, and try and pull myself towards the exit as my beautiful creation self-destructs behind me. And the love of my life is still shoveling treasure into bags as the building burns. No! Duh, Jeffrey! Jeffries! Ah!
I think at this point, he's on fire. You know, the brother, he looks at Jeffrey the Mysterious, the real Jeffrey. He sees the robot burning, he sees yourself crawling out, and he thinks to himself, this could have went better. But I've got the treasure. Grabs the treasure, puts it over his shoulder, and then a flaming rafter just lands on him. He's pinned under this rafter, burning away, but he grips to this treasure in his hand. It's like, ah. And so both are on fire right now. Most tragically, he has his cloak's on fire, pinned by this huge thing. His greed, ultimately his destruction.
And this horror show is just playing out under Shilaba's eyes as he tries to maintain consciousness. Buildings going up, both Jeffreys just combusting. This is a fate worse than death. It might also end in death, but this moment worse than death.
And Mira, you two accomplish and finish off. You're the only one.
Okay, my
who's-
scene is
So-
done. I can have the ice cream.
You're positive.
Clearly, Dagara is used to fire. She's very good at working with it. She's burnt towns before. So she knows the rafters, which ones to look out for. She's watched all of this happen, just kind of sitting there chuckling to herself, finishes her ale, walks over to you, hop, skipping and jumping over the different fallen debris. Ah, sweet, foolish Jeffrey. Thank you for gathering that all so neatly for me. And I'm going to pick up the bag of gold that you conveniently gathered. No, don't get up. And I'm gonna put my boot on your forehead and shove you down as you try to get up. And then I'm just gonna step over your dying body. And then I'm gonna walk past Shilaba, who's on the ground, crawling, screaming, grieving.
No.
Again with the gold in my hand. Seems like this could have gone a little bit better for you, don't you think? Walk past that. Walk past the now fritzing out Jeffrey with a J, who's actually combusting.
Literally exploding.
Yeah. I guess the Tabatons don't need gold after all. They just walk out of the flaming tavern behind me with a giant sack of gold. I'm going to see Bob across the way with his sack of gold in hand. Give him the old salute and then just whistle as I walk down the road into the night.
flames of the tavern burning in the background.
Wow, went perfectly according to plan.
At least the gold didn't go to waste.
True. At least the gold didn't be melted. Yeah, it wasn't melted.
My father would have wanted.
Wow. And scene?
That's where it ends. I think the poor tragic explosion of the robot, just your eyes feasting upon that, just managing to be dragged out, perhaps by a few school children, seeing both the loves of your life destroyed.
Do we have like a quick like rundown of sort of again aftermath, like where we think we might have ended up? I mean, I guess the dead characters are dead.
Yeah, I think I'm gone. Right, that's it.
I'm gone too.
But if we forward to a couple of years, or maybe just a year's time, or 6 months' time, whenever, and where do you think the three of you are sitting, and where are you, in your life?
Well, I have to. I'm making my way to a completely different continent because my face is plastered everywhere with, wanted signs, burned down several villages, witnessed by many children, just horrible things being said about me. I've had to resort to petty thievery, because I can't do big jobs because, my face, I'm wanted. So I'm trying to get my way to cross the border to whatever the next continent is in this fantasy land. Fantasy Mexico.
See Mexico.
Yeah.
Down Mexico.
Beautiful.
Fantasy Mexico. I love it.
Yes, still living.
Gerudo Town.
Yeah, Gerudo.
Burrito rhymes with Naruto.
How about you, Mira? How was your...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what did you say?
I didn't hear who you said.
So Mira, I feel like we should end on you, Nick, because...
Yeah.
That's great. I think I would have taken over the Thieves Guild, like risen to power. They would have been like, that was super dope of you, good job. But also, Bob and I got married and had 2 children. We had twins. We had a boy and a girl. And we're dedicated to being better parents than your father was. And raising up the next generation of thieves in
of course
a very healthy family environment.
No need to make an automation, whatever.
Rubbing it in.
I am very lightheaded right now.
Yep. And also, I have a statue that sits behind my desk. It has like a chip out of the nose.
You triple cross her.
It looks like it's got a little bit of blood still caked on it from where once upon a time it was cracked over the skull of the previous Thieves Guild leader.
Quite the trophy.
Poetic.
Amazing. Absolutely.
I hope those children don't grow up one day to double cross you.
Oh no, that's why they're raised in a very healthy family environment. Do family counseling weekly just to make sure they're all good.
You've seen the pitfalls.
I suppose the therapy thing did work out.
Yeah.
You did suggest it. So.
Yeah, very big into therapy here. The Thieves Guild and all.
Shalaba, where did you end up?
Philippa was dragged from the wreckage, disfigured from the flame and the heat, but worse than the physical scars, the mental. His psyche utterly ripped asunder, shattered, destroyed. The once brilliant mind of the artificer reduced to ashes as his... And capsaicin. As he watched the love of his life burn to death in front of him and his perfect replica that he created self-destruct. He lives out the rest of his miserable life locked in an asylum, barely conscious, barely understanding reality from terrible dreams and nightmares that he's experiencing, and that's that. That's the story of Shalaba.
That is the perfect end to Fiasco, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That was amazing, y'all.
The first time I played it, which is
so much fun.
I had a good time.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. It starts off so simply, not simply, but it starts off like innocuous enough, and then everything just goes terribly, terribly wrong, which is a fiasco. It was a fiasco.
Yeah, I like the element of the tilt and the way that you sort of have an idea of how the character's end is going to.
We had a long message held, so.
I thought you guys. I found it really fascinating. You guys were great. It was so entertaining.
Director in ASMR says what I just copied and pasted into chat. I just come to say hi, hello, happy to see you before I go to bed. Thank you, SG. We're happy to see you too.
And thanks all for being here and for coming and participating. I hope you all were able to follow and enjoy the story a little bit.
SG also says, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you this weekend. No worries. And I can't stay either. Big day tomorrow at work. Good vibes to everyone. Cheers to that. I am out of tea, and also the ghost pepper gum is in there, so I'm just going to put that aside.
Oh no!
That was the ultimate sacrifice. That was the perfect way for
thank you, Bob, for taking the ultimate sacrifice for us.
But no, I think it was great. I thought again, first time we played on, and it just
it was fantastic.
And also, there are expansions.
I mean, yeah, we have to do.
So
I mean, I feel like we might have to.
Hold on, does that say Pride and Panic?
It's Pride and
Prejudice. Okay, so are we gonna have to play Fiasco again? Because I think we're gonna have to play it again.
I think we have
Maybe we are, yeah.
We must.
Yeah, we must play it again.
Absolutely.
At TingleCon?
How convenient. There's another event coming up in several months where we could potentially play Fiasco again.
We could do it sooner.
We could,
or we could do it sooner because like that is months away. But
yeah.
Oh my gosh, we could all dress up.
Like actually dress up and like have little sets and everything.
Ooh, I love it.
Nick, you're gonna have to wear a bonnet.
I was going to say top hat, but a bonnet I can do. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Sarah's probably got a bonnet. I don't know.
Because it has
Nick can wear a bonnet. I can eat a bonnet.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I do think those Scotch bonnets will still be good in 4 months.
Oh gosh. Or sooner. Yes, I still. Yeah.
Yeah, we will have to play this again. This is fantastic. And Paul, thank you for suggesting this.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together.
Running this game for us.
Yeah, thank you to you two for joining us. You know, we were wondering like, oh gosh, who's gonna play this with us? And I mean, first choice, obviously, and I was lucky enough to get yeses out of both of you.
Twist my rubber arm.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who came here and watched. We appreciate every single one of you. You have been amazing. And you have been great sports in watching me suffer. I'm sure some of you really enjoyed that.
I think next time as well, because this was the first time we played it, so it's about that trying to focus on characters. But next time, it would be great to see the audience like positive, negative.
Yeah, I would love to get the audience to give feedback on the positive negatives, for sure.
So much fun. Yeah.
We can even implement the poll feature in the chat. Because YouTube has that now.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
It has for a while.
Yes.
YouTube is slowly, bit by bit, taking notes from Twitch.
They really are. They're just like a year or two after the fact. But yes,
yeah.
Totally. It was a pleasure playing. It was a heck of fun. It was crazy. Really good.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. And with that, we are done with the Fiasco segment. So stick around. We have one last closing ceremony with the staff, myself, Amy, Paul, and Nathan will be jumping back in. Nick and Mira, thank you so much once again for joining us. We can't thank you enough if we tried. We really can't.
My pleasure. It was a blast.
And with that, we are out. See you in a few minutes with Nathan back, and we will close this out. Stay chill.
Bye, guys.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to SpringleCon 2023. I'm Nathan ASMR, and we're joined again by the glorious FamCam ASMR, somewhere over here, TingleCon,
right above
somewhere
you.
over here as well, and also the great Amy K as well. Hopefully you just tuned in, or if you didn't tune in, we had a really cool and excellent, creative, wild game of Fiasco. So that was really, really fun. Thank you guys. We had ASMR Nerd, and it's Mira ASMR or
Musing
ASMR
Mira.
Oh, Musing Mira. Sorry about that. Musing Mira, and so that was really, really great. So thank y'all for joining us. And now what we're going to do is just briefly kind of talk about TingleCon, which will be coming up in just a few months, right? And just sort of close down our thoughts on everything. Give the viewers here a chance to. I'm just going to bring the viewers right over here onto the screen. Just a chance to ask any last questions, thoughts, feelings, hopes for TingleCon. Now is the time to leave it in there. A few people did pop up in the chat there. SG Director and ASMR, good to see you, buddy. Olivia Rendell, ASM Architect, William Thomas Frederick Linsel, good to see you there. Multiple Strong Minds, great to see you. Those are a couple of the names I see right here.
Hey, Tristan's back
Tristan
from Flag Football. How'd you do, man?
Welcome back, bro. Hope you got a bunch of flags. Yeah. ASM Architect, good to see you there. Yeah. So, previews you can share about TingleCon. So yeah, maybe we should just start off with that. That will be in August. Which days specifically in August have we decided, guys?
Yeah, the 18th through the 20th. That's a Friday through a Sunday. TingleCon is always a Friday through a Sunday in August, and those broadcasts are about 8 hours long as opposed to 3 to 4 hours of the interim SpringleCon and JingleCon. That's one of the big differences. You won, also congratulations. Well. So what you can expect at TingleCon, very similar to what you get at SpringleCon, but with a lot more guests. SpringleCon and JingleCon, we have like a couple guests here and there that are by invite, but TingleCon is your chance to shine. If you're a creator, sign up now, link down below in the description, fill out the form, send it to us. It's all digital. It's a Google application. Let us know how you'd like to be featured, whether it be submitting a video that you'd like us to show off, submitting a workshop that you'd like to teach everybody a certain skill with, or be on camera with us on a panel. Remember that in order to be on a panel, you must have at least 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or 1,000 followers on Twitch or 1,000 followers on TikTok. But if you're of the smaller creator category, you can still be featured by the form of submitting a video. The requirements for that are 100 subscribers on YouTube or 50 followers on Twitch or 150 followers on TikTok. Just to ensure that you take your content creation seriously and you're not just in it for the hell of it. We want to promote creators that are in it for the long haul. And that doesn't mean you can't have fun doing it, obviously. If you're not having fun doing it, then what's the point? But all in all, the whole point of TingleCon as a whole is to bring the community together and help you discover your next favorite ASMR creators and build connections in the community. Big, small, different niches, all around. TingleCon is what brings it all together.
Absolutely. And, it's going to be, of course, a lot different format than these ones. We have a lot, just more extensive everything. So this was sort of just a relaxing kind of laid back vibe. We're hoping to just spread the word, get everyone thinking about TingleCon, because usually we just show up around June. We're like, hey guys, you didn't want to be at TingleCon? So just a reminder to have it out there for all of you that it will be happening pretty soon here. So send your applications in or get ready to. Feel free to let your friends know, and we'll be, we're super appreciative of any help, that's for sure. So I wanted to sit.
Make sure to follow our socials too. Links are down below.
To say that.
Links are down below in the description. And while we're at it, If you aren't subscribed to the ASMR Nerd and or Musing Mirror ASMR, who were just playing Fiasco with us, please be sure to give them a subscription too. Their links are down below in the description as well. And be sure to subscribe to Nathan, Amy K, Tingle Smith, maybe me if you want. It's up to you. I don't know. All our links are down below in the description as well. We all do ASMR ourselves. It's what we're here for. And be sure to sign up for our email list. Now, if you apply to be a featured artist at TingleCon, you could apply to be on the email list that way as well if you choose to. But if not, there's another link toward the bottom of the description where you can just straight up sign up to the email list to keep up to date with everything TingleCon that way.
And huge thanks to the creators who we had one-on-ones with, ASMR Weekly first day, Kat Bailey second day. Setting up one-on-ones it can be very difficult, and it was amazing of them to speak with us. So subscribe to them as well. Many thanks.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And sorry, William, that I just saw your message got held for review. I swear I'm going to figure out what's going on with the Streamlabs bot by the time actual TingleCon goes on. I'm honestly still figuring out how everything YouTube works on streaming, because I'm a Twitch guy when it comes to live streaming. So this is like foreign territory to me, even though I started on YouTube as a whole. YouTube is my place for pre-recorded videos and Twitch is my place for live. So I'm kind of, it's like learning a new language.
Being timed out. I think we just loosened that up. So don't feel bad if you got timed out or you're being timed. Just everybody's
been super chill. So
we love you.
Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
I just think we do love hearing from you. So we're gonna get just loosen that part a little bit because it has timed a few people out. But very nice messages as well that we're missing.
Yeah.
It's always the nice ones that get filtered out, right?
But fortunately, mods can see it, so we can share it on your behalf if that happens. Again, we'll figure this out.
And I would say that in general, just in terms of previews, we year to year try to get new ASMR artists. I mean, we have some returning people who do show up pretty much every year, but it's still our goal to show unique artists every year. That's why it's kind of like you see a pretty big switch over, like for the most part, it's like 90% new artists. So that is a preview in the sense that there will be a lot of new ASMR artists who haven't been a part of TingleCon, or maybe they've just been part of the small seasonal events and not part of the main one. But you should see a pretty big diversity of people and again, a lot of new faces out there, which is always really good. So did the stream get a little weird?
Yeah, it didn't for me.
No, it didn't for me either. I don't know.
Yeah, we have it open in case it does get weird, to make sure that it's not everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, and point being, we'll get some new artists in there.
Yeah.
TLDR. We'll get some new people in there, and we hope that you'll be excited for that, because that's one thing to look forward to. And then, of course, just bringing the community together in general. That's the preview right there.
Absolutely. And the thing about TingleCon is we never really know what's going to happen at TingleCon that far in advance. It depends on a lot of variables. We first figure out what kind of panels that we're going to cover. Then we decide who we want on in the panels. And also largely depends on who signs up. So it's a bit of a juggle for months, but it like a month or two before the con is when we start to get a good idea of what's going to happen, and then we promote the hell out of it.
So if there's an artist that you want to see on TingleCon that you think would be really amazing to be on a panel or something, I don't know, maybe let them know. I don't know. Don't spam anybody, but and just be like, hey, TingleCon.
Well, especially if it's a creator that through the community, we appreciate it if you would let them know. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, some people know, maybe some people don't know. It does take a lot of work to set things up. I mean, it's a lot, almost like a side hustle, right? Side job. So you're spending really a lot of time. And for me, I'm doing the interviews, but it does take a lot of time to get everything organized. So for sure, if you are interested, definitely reach out. But we do our best to accommodate everyone as we can. And if you feel like you missed everything, I just see a comment in there, Tristan, it will be on YouTube, thankfully, not Twitch. So it should just be up right after the end of this broadcast in just a couple minutes, 5 minutes or so.
That is one advantage of YouTube over Twitch, is that your VODs are automatically up indefinitely, whereas Twitch, they're up for like a month or so and then it's removed. But what Nick does, and what I've learned from him, and I now do as well, is that we make a quote unquote highlight of just the entire VOD. So it's up indefinitely that way. But YouTube, you don't even have to do that. It's just there. But what I'm going to do in the next day or so is take all the segments of SpringleCon and put them and re-upload them as standalone videos, so that you'll be able to watch them that way, just standalone. Or you can also go back to these VODs and click the time codes to jump to your favorite part, which is something that I will be putting in shortly after this broadcast.
Absolutely. And that's true, Tristan. Well, you're going to have to either give me a text, bro, hit me up on Instagram, bro, DM me, man, DM me. Or wait till TingleCon in August, and you'll see us again. We'll be there. We're a team, so we'll be together making things happen. And then you're always welcome to hit us up on our email, which is, Keith, what is it again?
It's info@tinglecon.org.
Fantastic. So message us there, info. Here, in fact, I'm going to type this, info@tinglecon.org. There you go,
and
folks.
For that matter, we also have a website that is tinglecon.org.
Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and just type that in there.
We will be posting updates regarding the main TingleCon event there. And as more and more artists get confirmed, they will be put on our website with their own TingleCon profile, linking to different channels they have, social media, or link trees or beacons, wherever they have, up to 3 links per profile. So if you want all your links, if you're an artist and you want to be featured in TingleCon and have all your links featured, be sure to include a link tree or beacons, whichever one you have. That will be top priority in what we put in your TingleCon profile, so that people will have access to all your links that way.
And I'm seeing some comments here, multiple strong lines, since it's especially seeing others who are it's nice to see others who are interested in ASMR. That is kind of the goal, just bringing everyone together. So we're trying to do more of these events for that very reason. We did one in the winter, we did one in spring, and then of course that would leave the summer. So we are hoping to just continue to, provide that space for everybody and allow everyone to interact. Because it is kind of, otherwise it's just a YouTube community that's kind of not connected necessarily any other way. So that's something that's important to provide that. Now, I think it just, with the remaining time, because we're kind of running out of time here, maybe just a couple minutes left, but I thought maybe each of you could just go through one part of the event that you particularly enjoyed. For SpringleCon, that is. Singlesmith, why don't you start us off, as you are the most Shakespearean and wisest among us?
Yes, I shall. Well, I enjoyed Fiasco. It was obvious, just smiling the entire time. Great fun. It was just nice to be interactive with with some really amazing cast members. And we should do it again, especially with more audience interaction as well. It's hard to monitor the chat the first time around, but the second time around, having polls and stuff. We were just discussing that briefly, weren't we? Having polls and things like that, where people can decide whether it's positive or negative. But that worked really good, for sure. But I liked it all. It was very condensed coolness. It was just condensed brilliance.
What about you, Amy K? How about you?
Well, obviously, I also quite enjoyed the Fiasco segment, but I was listening back to the Jeopardy part because I wasn't able to make it. But I had a lot of fun myself just listening to it and trying to answer the questions to myself. And it was always so exciting. We're like, I know that one. I know that one. The questions were actually a lot harder than I thought.
They were hard.
I was really disappointed in myself at how many I didn't know. But thankfully, neither you knew either. So I felt better. But
I mean, Paul and I took it easy. Like we said, we were trying to be this easy on the audience, you know, to make them feel bad.
Okay.
But,
right.
Yeah. It's, you know.
I gotta be brutally honest.
Calculated loss.
When it comes to creating games or putting together games, what have you, I am very much a sadist. I make things difficult. If you ever play my Mario Maker levels, you would question our friendship. I am brutal.
Well, that's kind of maybe another hint for TingleCon. You never know what's gonna happen.
Maybe we should get some people to play my levels.
Paint, just like see the agony. People love to see that, you know.
Yeah, totally.
That's social media. Everyone loves to see that. Okay, 100%. And then Sam Kim, how about you? What's something you really enjoyed?
Well, I gotta go with Fiasco as well. I got to collab with these legends, and if I talk to my 5 years ago self when I started, that I would be doing anything with Amy K, with Tinglesmith, with Nathan, with the ASMR Nerd. Let me tell you something. I started in part by inspiration of the ASMR Nerd, and yeah, Nick, I know you're probably still lurking right now. I owe you so much, brother. But seriously, and I told this to him before in these exact words. When I started, I saw him as a hero. Now I see him as a brother. So.
Oh,
so cute.
Sound effects so bad.
No matter how long it's been, every time I get to collab with the guy is an absolute treat for that very reason. The guy's an absolute genius. As is Mira, by the way. Mira has been absolutely brilliant.
She's like the dark horse. You didn't even know. She just showed up out of nowhere, and she's all this greatness.
Yeah. Absolutely. And her improv is, you know what? We know
what you're trying to say.
Skills are second to none. In that scene where I was like, had the fire ready, the way she was able to get out of it just blew my damn mind. Mm-hmm. Like I thought that was a scene where I was going to end her, and
fantastic.
It was impressive.
Wow. Hold on 1 second here. Just typing on ChatGPT how to write speech after epic speech that blows it out of the water. Whatever I say is going to be shit now. All right. So, but yeah, for me, that was amazing. I was teared up. Nick, you're the man. But yeah, I would say, I'm like, Nick, was that for me too, man? No, but I think the best part for me is always just kind of working with the team. I really enjoy meeting with y'all. Also Carol, who we did see for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Just meeting the people on the team is great. I think that for me is the most enjoyable part. It's the creation. I guess I just like to create stuff, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm part of that. This is another extension of that. And it's really fun to just work with everyone to create this greater thing that has a life of its own. It's been going on for a couple of years now, which is pretty amazing. And it's, each one is like 60 something plus ASM artists. So to be able to put that on is actually not a small feat. It's actually kind of a lot. It's a lot, actually. I'm like trying to plan my wedding with my fiance, and I'm like, oh my God, 50 people. Jesus. Oh my God, this is stressful. Yeah, so definitely
you're in for a hell of a
that's probably
ride,
the best part. Yeah. Yes, that there's in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But my point being, it's good to work with y'all, and so that's a great part of it. And it's been an honor. So yeah.
On the subject of Carol, by the way, that's another person in the community they owe so much to because, well, for two reasons. One, I, believe it or not, was extremely shy in breaking into the ASMR community because I thought I'm just this dude who likes video games and and works in marketing who barely knows the community. It loves ASMR, but think like, how could I be like any of these legends? And then there are two creators that I met early on Twitter, Caitlin, aka ASMR Kitten, and Carol. And Carol created this collab called Weekly ASMR that she and I did with several other creators for about 6 months. And during that time, we collectively came up with this online convention idea called TingleCon. Even though the inception was a collective effort, Carol, if it weren't for you, TingleCon would not be a thing, because Weekly ASMR would not be a thing. So you played a big role in giving me a voice, and I can't thank you enough.
Carol, if you're out there,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. If anyone else has any other thoughts or questions or anything, and now is your time to leave it in the chats. Otherwise, I think we're going to call it a close to SpringleCon 2023. Again, we're super thankful. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe. It helps us with the algorithm.
Yes.
Helps us out. Just overall help us grow the ASMR community together. That's super important. And so that's just something else I wanted to add. With that said, again, you can find us at tinglecon.org, info@tinglecon.org. That's how you can reach us. That's where you can find more information. And with that, did you guys have anything else you wanted to add, or should we?
I do have one small thing I want to add in response to what's going on in the chat right now.
Please.
Because Multiple Strong Minds is saying, hopefully FamCam doesn't have to eat any more peppers. And my cats are sleeping, saying, no, do eat them. It makes me laugh. Well, my cats are sleeping. I got good news for you. I stream on Twitch twice a week, twitch.tv/FamCamASMR. And I do occasionally eat spicy food there too.
Yep, definitely. That is the last
Tuesdays
thing.
And Thursdays.
Check him out. Check Amy K on YouTube out. Check out Tinglesmith ASMR on YouTube and Nathan ASMR, guys. We would definitely appreciate it. And with that, I think that Amy K, Paul, you want to add anything else? Should we close this down, guys? I think we're good, right? All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you in TingleCon August 18th to the 20th. August 18th to the 20th. We'll see you then, guys.
Stay chill, everybody. Take care.